Yeah.
So, you'll remember what finished up on last session. You lost one of your party members due to an uncanny ability for this group to just spontaneously split up for no apparent reason. And
I
yeah,
assumed the little guy was coming with us.
Did
he's
anyone look for him?
You're so small, it's hard to find you.
and he's a rogue. He's great at stealth, so you just assume he's there for the most part.
Seriously.
Except I'm hiding in piles of corpses.
But
And I'm like a fucking beacon.
yeah, the famed bounty hunting elf, known as Mola, did manage to grab his prey and abscond with him, as you guys ineffectively just looked on and let it happen.
I
No.
tried.
Yeah, there was
So did Tinsel.
there was some effort made. Unfortunately for you, he rolled pretty successfully, and you were forced to just watch him leave. But nonetheless, you guys have dedicated yourself to the powers of camaraderie and friendship, and are dead certain that you're not going to let this just happen to poor Corwin, and are going to attempt to mount a rescue, which is a nice change of pace from your previous slaughtering of freedom fighters that occurred just moments before. So,
Yeah.
what do you guys want to do?
I will say, can we get that short rest in?
You can short rest wherever you want.
Well, the idea is we would travel as far as we can for, I don't know, what time is it right now?
It's kind of late in the evening, I suppose. You ran across the sheriff closer to midday, and then you've been killing people off for a while now. So we're probably in the middle to later section of the evening.
All right. All right, so I sent Tinsel off ahead to try and track the elf, but I don't want him to lose time to town. So if he doesn't find the elf, he continues to town so that he can try and stake it out and be ready for when the elf comes by and things like that.
Yep, that's no problem.
So Tinsel's off and gone. I'd say we leave the immediate area. We're bringing Wyatt's body with us.
Yep. I'll grab
And-
that.
And we're gonna make camp.
Okay. So just an appreciable distance from the scene of the slaughter, just in case any of the
Yes.
citizens of the camps behind you decide to take vengeance and slit your throats in your sleep.
That works.
Yeah, actually, it's a decent point. Can we try and hide our tracks in some way?
You guys can move stealthily at half speed across the overmap.
Just want to try and, just for a short period of time, to break the connection so that hopefully they can't track us.
Alright, so just both of you guys just give a general stealth roll then.
Sure.
Alright,
Ta-da.
one is clearly twice as proficient with stealth as the other. And yeah, you do your best to hide the tracks. Nix, you will notice that Finley's walking backwards because he heard it's a good trick to stop people following you if they think the tracks are going in the opposite direction.
Yes.
Finley, I'm afraid that doesn't work. But honestly, it took me a while to think about it because it really seemed like a good idea at first.
I look at my toes. It's like, you think they might think it was just a dire wolf running by?
It's possible.
Here's
All right.
hoping.
Let's make camp. Hopefully Tinsel finds him. If he doesn't, I don't know. It depends. If he's making his way straight into town, he'll get there ahead of us. But without a good rest, he'll be rather tired. So hopefully that'll work to our favor.
Right. And hopefully Wyatt's body doesn't attract any wild beasts while we're sleeping.
Yeah. You got some rope, don't you?
I do.
Hang him in a tree.
Shall we rush him to a tree?
Yeah, string him up.
You got it. I'll sling Wyatt's body over my shoulder and start climbing a tree.
So we do that, and well, if he makes camp, makes a fire, there's a good chance Tinsel might find him. But either way, Tinsel's going into town. He'll scout it out for us, and let's get some rest in. It's going to be a bit hairy with only 2 of us on watch.
That's true. We need to get that pointy-eared fuck as soon as we can. No offense.
None taken. Yours are rather pointy yourself.
I touch my ears. Oh my, you alright?
My whole life's been a lie.
What's all this fur on my face?
I can sleep in a tree rather comfortably. How about you?
I'm rather big. What you thinking? Any big bowels up there?
Bowels?
Bowels.
Pronunciation is everything.
Feck it. Any branches?
They're trees. They have branches.
Big ones. I'm a little on the heavier side.
Yes, I don't know.
Look with your face eyes.
I'm looking with my face eyes. Are there bowels in the tree?
Oh my god.
Yes. I mean, you're tall, but not especially heavy by comparison. I mean, Maharim are quite lengthy by comparison, unless you're wearing full plate, which you are not. So yeah,
Nope.
I mean, you can climb up the tree and find somewhere to settle.
Sure.
The only real
Alright,
issue
I'll
isn't the supporting your weight; it's that you will fall asleep and maybe fall out of the tree.
Great. Let's see. I have 50 feet of hempen rope. We can cut some up, and
So,
unless I can use thorn whip and just rush up myself to a tree.
that's some interesting thinking. Tell you what, you won't fall out of the tree. I won't make you
I
roll for
appreciate
anything
it.
while you're sleeping.
I'll speak to the tree and say, "Hey,
Hold
buddy,
me.
can you do me a solid? Just real quick, just for a couple hours. I just really need to take a snooze. If I fall, just try to catch me as best you can."
All right, and in the morning, Nix wakes up to see Finley lynched in a tree by a tree branch, caught by the neck.
Let me go.
Yeah,
That'd be something.
trees aren't quite familiar with the concept of breathing, so
Yeah.
Or
It's like
moving.
I grabbed him.
All right. So
Anyway,
I'll
take
take
a
first
sleep.
watch. You take second.
Sure, I'll
Yeah.
take second. I would like to rely more on my ears and my nose for the watch, though, if I could.
you want advantage? Sure.
I would appreciate advantage if I could.
Yep, I'll allow that. So yeah, both of you just roll a perception check with advantage for Finn.
Okay.
Did Corwin get a rest in as well?
We'll just jump to you. This is going to be a meanwhile, and then jump to you. All right.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
So yeah, you guys don't notice anything too far out of the ordinary. Nix does have a couple of occasional surprise starts as she thinks there's something out there, but nothing seems to come to fruition about them. And as
It's a little uncomfortable not being with Tinsel.
yeah, you feel naked and
Yeah.
So
exposed,
reliant on him. Yeah, exactly.
despite being up in a tree. And perhaps that worry of being on your own is distracting you somewhat. But you still do the job, and no one dies on your watch, so that's a success on your part. As for you, Corwin, let's see.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll health for my short rest with the hit dice.
Yep, both of you guys can have
Ooh,
your
I should
short
do
rest.
that.
Court. It's back to you. By this stage, all lingering effects of the paralysis have worn off for you, and you now find yourself essentially being the backpack of a muscular and fast-moving elf as he quite literally sprints through the forest, and you're just wrapped up and along for the ride. What do you want to do?
Hello? It's a little bumpy back here. Can you slow it down?
Say please.
Hey. Hello?
Hodor.
I'll just start kicking, squirming.
And he comes down to a bit of a jog, slows down to a walk, and then unslings you. And you notice that you do have straps tied to wrists and ankle. And when I say you were his backpack, it means it quite literally, as you were strapped around in quite identical fashion. And then he takes you off, sits you on the ground. Each wrist is tied to the ankle of the same foot. So it's a bit of an awkward gait, but he sits you down quite gently. And says, "You right there, little man?"
Not really.
Right. What do you need?
Well, I could use the bathroom for one.
Yeah, I knew this would be awkward. Right, 1 or 2?
3, sir. Both.
It's a halfling thing.
Unbeknownst to most,
just
they have
efficient.
a third orifice.
1 and 2, sir.
Alright, you see a look of exasperation just across his face for a moment. Right. I suppose you want your privacy.
Oh, certainly.
Well, that's a shame. And he shackles across one of your wrists, a nice heavy set of manacles. Shackles the other end to himself, and then starts to undo the bindings. Now, I promise I won't look as he walks shackled to you, a bit awkwardly as he is a fair bit taller, and just goes off to the side of a tree and says, well, suit yourself, but we've got to get going again shortly.
Do I still have anything on me?
Yeah, he hasn't stripped you bare. You don't have your weapons or potions, but you know you've still got your clothes and whatever you managed to hide.
Alright, I'll take a pitton, one of my pittons out,
All right.
and I'll just start sort of like scratching at the nearby tree, make some markings on it.
All right. Let's go for sleight of hand versus his perception. Yeah.
Yikes.
Alright. Normal. Yep.
Damn.
Hey.
All right.
So,
Yeah, he can't beat that, even with a natural 20. He's not going to match that.
You got a natural 20? Of course.
He didn't. I'm not even going to roll.
Oh.
Yeah, I just checked out his plus perception skill, and yes, he can't reach it even with a natural 20. So, yeah. You mask the sound by either whistling, peeing, or pooing, or all three at once, and manage to scratch some markings on the tree that you are nearby. What would you like to scratch?
Just this way, and then look like a little arrow in the direction that we were going.
So he spells out with the pitton, "Hey, it's me, Corwin. I know this is a bit of an improvisation, but I'm pointing this way." And by the end of it, the whole tree is just scratched out with the manifesto of Corwin.
And then I'm gonna put this like some really unintelligible scribblings right below it, so that if anyone wants to read it, they got to get really, really close.
Okay, cool.
And then I'll just take a big old shit right there.
All right,
Cover it up.
shit. Yeah. So you complete your business, and Mola does mention that you should probably improve your diet some, and then continues on. From now on, is carrying you in a more dignified manner, more friendly, as a parent would carry a child rather than slinging them over the backpack. But nonetheless, he continues up with his quite fast-paced by comparison, and you're quite impressed with the guy's stamina for able to keep such a long stride for so long. And is there anything you want to attempt or try before you get to Wheatthorpe?
I don't think there's anything to do. I'm fucking chained up and everything. Yeah, fuck it. I'll try using one of my lockpicks. Actually, did I have a lockpick? Yeah, I got a new one.
Yep. Okay, so you can attempt to do the lock, and it'll be another sleight of hand check. So, yeah, another sleight of hand to see if he notices. And if you succeed, we'll see if you pick it. Alright, he can get close to that. But he doesn't. So, yeah, give it a run with a lockpick. Dexterity plus your proficiency modifier if you're proficient with lockpicks.
Wah.
Yeah. You're just going to put it down to the sake that you're getting jostled around a lot as he's holding you while he's running. I mean, you know, it couldn't possibly be that you just failed to pick a lock. You're Corwin, Master Thief.
Should have thought of doing this while I was holding still.
Hey, Mola, can you stop it for a sec? I just got to get this last latch. Yeah, unfortunately, the sheer pace of the up and down and bouncing around doesn't let you get that final lock, final latch to finish up the manacles. And though you give it a shot, the lock still stays firm. Thankfully, he hasn't noticed the attempt.
For me, then.
Anything else you want to attempt?
No, I got nothing.
Alright. Cool. So, eventually, quite a bit sooner than you would have expected, you find yourself entering the outskirts of a nearby town. And you see what is, even by Mercian standards, a poor and downtrodden sort of place. The villagers are thin and poorly dressed, quite dirty. They don't even bother looking in Mola's direction, either apparently completely unconcerned with the situation or just downtrodden enough to care. However, in front of you is what you would have expected to be the town keep that has been fortified to some degree with fresh wooden palisades, the wood used still green in some places, and there's an inordinate amount of guards by comparison to the local citizenry. And it doesn't take long before Mola himself exchanges a few words with a few guards and makes his way in to the main keep. And yeah, it's little more than an armed camp at this stage. And you see very little of it as you are descended down into a stone basement and put into a jail cell. Anything else from you?
I'm still restrained.
No, the manacles are released when he puts you in the jail cell and closes and locks a big heavy iron gate. And he waits a moment, just in case you have any final words for him.
So I feel like we've really grown together here, and you know this quick little travel that we had. Do you have anything you want to say? I feel like we had a bond there, you know.
You let me shit in the woods. It's great.
Yeah, you know, we're shitting buddies. Not a lot of people get that close together, you know.
Suppose I should thank you for making this easy for me.
Oh, no problem.
It's not a good thing. I mean, what was that?
I hope the legal system treats you fair at any rate.
I feel like it'll be alright for me.
Well, get comfy. If you need anything, just holler for a guard.
Yeah, right done. You wouldn't happen to know any of their names with you?
Not familiar with the place myself.
So, where might you be headed to next?
Well, stop by the local law, get my pay, and see what else is on offer.
Oh, that's wonderful. It's you're on solo a lot, or you have some friends that you go with. You know, once I get out of here, I might want to look you up. Seemed like a right guy, good guy, you know. Figure once all these charges get cleared up, then I could come join you.
Don't mind these days.
It's all just a big misunderstanding, you know.
If so, I hope it works out well.
You gonna come by and see me again before you leave town?
I might, if that's your wish.
That'd be wonderful. You know, just how long do you think you might be, though?
It all depends on the local law. They decide to dick me around, I might be here a while.
Ah, yeah, you know those types. They always like to keep you waiting in lines and whatnot. All right then. Well, you better get to queuing. Have a good day then. And I'll see you later then. All right.
All right. And you can tell he's a bit miffed at the exchange. It's probably not every day that he has his bounty talk so nicely and friendly towards him at the end of the day. But Mola wanders off, and Meta is left in the rather dank and unlit dungeon of the keep. As for your other guys, you finish up your short rest without issue, wake up to a bright new morning. Still
I'll
in
check,
the tree.
Yes. I was like, whoop, whoop, oh. Right, that's what I got.
Real quick, anything on the tinsel front?
Yes. Tinsel did manage to track him down, as after the short disappearing act, he didn't continue and wasn't making too much of an utmost deal of stealth. So yeah, Tinsel would have seen the village from a bit more of an aerial view. And yeah, it is clearly dominated by the vast, by comparison, keep in the centre of it. Stone buildings surrounded by wooden palisades. Double wall as well. And yeah, it's, like I said, an inordinate amount of guards for the small, weak, dirty, grimy looking villages that continue on. And he can definitely tell that not one of the villages meets the eyes of any of the guards as they go about. But apart from that, anything else specifically you'd want Tinsel to observe?
Couple things over the night. I'd like Tinsel to, invisibly, of course, try and locate. I guess he would have been able to see Corwin go down into the building.
If he was following, otherwise he just saw him go through the door of the keep.
Yeah. So he. Oh, right. So he would have to follow into the building in order to do that.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not going to have him do that. He's going to do a quick roundabout on the building and just get a general number of guards that he can see. And any dominant patrols or anything like that. I'm not asking for all the info, but if he can notice a pattern of anything that might help us infiltrate and just an idea of what we're getting our hands into. What are we getting into?
Alright, so yeah, he can spend an hour or so just looking about the place. Basically, the layout of the thing is tower keep with a central courtyard where most of the action seems to be going on. You know, a nice collection of guards, the camp and cooking fires and so on, a couple of tents here and there. And then around that is the first palisade of spiked logs, and then a second one around that. 2 guards stationed at each of the gate entrances, and a few more in groups of 2, 3 or 4 patrolling around through the rest of the town. There's not a lot of order, I suppose you could say, to it. The guards don't seem to follow a step or follow a path. They just do circles or just go about wherever they go. Basically, you get to the point where professionalism probably isn't that high on the criteria for guardsmen in this area. So long as nothing happens, nobody bothers too much. The only comparison to proper law and order, I suppose, is that on a couple of the groups inside the courtyard, there do seem to be 1 or 2 people noticeably in charge, running about a half dozen each of the others through drills.
Okay. So he'll make note of those individuals. And can he try and explore... does the keep have any windows or inactive fireplaces, anything like that he could use to infiltrate?
There are windows on the keep with the light of internal fires beaming through, but none of them are open.
Okay. I'd like him to just try and locate where the governor might be in the keep. Some sort of high leadership position, just an idea of where he might be. If he has to look through windows or whatever to do it.
What's Tinsel's intelligence? He's pretty smart, right?
He's got a +2.
+2? I mean,
That's
yeah,
pretty
it's pretty straightforward and obvious. The guys in power like to be at the top with the fanciest looking windows. So he can locate the sheriff's, basically study and bedroom, which is the highest point. At about halfway up the keep, it stops being purely stone construction and becomes a wooden section up the top. And in there he finds some fancy stained glass windows looking through to a lovely looking lavish bedroom with a large stone fireplace that is roaring with flames. And in the center of the bed is a large fat man, now quite fancifully attired, eating a bowl of grapes.
All right. Well, at least it's not being fed to him. Okay, cool. So found the sheriff. All right. Then the last thing Tinsel's going to do for the night, he's going to try and troll around town and find any guards that might be drunk. If they're distracted playing cards or drinking or whatever, he's looking for guards off duty of some kind.
Well, the most antisocial drunken behaviour currently witnessing will be that one of the guards in the centre of the courtyard is pissing down what looks to be a grated hole of some sort, laughing as a couple of his friends a distance away sit it down, laugh with him. Corwin will notice that it seems to be raining inside the jail. With a short splatter in the hallway in front of his jail cell that rains down for about 7 seconds. And the faint echo of laughter and general camaraderie echoes through with it before ceasing.
What does that guard's face look like?
But yes, he will notice that, there is a grated hole in the middle of the courtyard, which the guard is pissing down. And apart from that, it's pretty much the drunken revelry seems to be contained largely within the groups in the courtyard. Everyone else is doing a decent impression of professionalism as they go about their randomized patrols.
Got it. All right. It's going to get a little dicey here, but that guy that was seemingly really drunk and pissing in the grate.
Yep.
Tinsel is going to attempt to lift off of him his gold pouch and then turn invisible quickly.
Oh, jeez.
Maybe when he turns back around to go back to his group or something when they're not watching, he's looking for an opportunity. And in the process, if he notices Corwin down there, that'd be awesome.
All right, I'll tell you what. Roll a d6, and then roll your sleight of hand. And what you roll on the d6, which is a 4, is how many attempts these drunken fellas will have to see you.
Oh, shit.
As you are in a courtyard full of guards, might catch something out of the corner of their eye.
All right. He's got no sleight of hand. He's got stealth +8. All right. Dex then.
Decent.
We'll see.
Okay. So, the majority of guards nearby are a little bit inebriated, so I'll tell you what. I'll put it at a -5. Okay. First one. 3, 9, 7, 11. Alright. So yeah, Tinsel drops down and quite deftly for a small fella, manages to pilfer the guard's coin pouch and is a little bit more than disappointed with the weight of it, as there is barely any coins whatsoever in it. I mean, you couldn't even have a single fun night with what he's got on him. But manages to pilfer the coin pouch and then return invisible. And in the few seconds afterwards, there's no uproar, there's no points or shouts. So Tinsel's quite confident that he got away with it.
Okay. Did he happen to notice Corwin down there? I don't know. Did Corwin shout when he's getting peed on or anything?
Well, did Corwin? And he wasn't being peed on directly. He just splattered in front of his jail cell.
Ah.
Say, you missed.
Alright. So, perception check from Tinsel to see if he heard.
God damn it.
No, he didn't.
Damn it, Tinsel.
Okay, that's.
You got those pointy ears for nothing.
Yep, the sound of the nearby guardsmen and the general breeze through the trees and crackling of cooking fires just seems to muffle any faint echo that might have emanated from the grating.
Damn, that would have really been great. Okay. Tinsel's gonna go to the town. It's late, right?
It's definitely late at this point. Yeah, well into the night by the time Mola rocks up, and by extension Tinsel, who was following.
Alright. Tinsel's gonna try and find a general goods store of some kind and break in.
Alright, give me another perception check to see if you can find a good store.
God damn it, you Tinsel.
Ooh,
Oh yeah, you find something that looks like a store. Yeah, it's not open. There's no customers.
it's a building.
It's a building that looks like it could house a store, but there's a disturbing lack of just general foot traffic. There's no bright and obvious signage saying, it's a good store.
Yeah.
But it fits the bill. If he wants to break in.
Is there a way to break in? He's not very strong.
Yeah. These, outside of the keep, the buildings look a little bit run down and so forth. There are a couple of shutters on windows, but they're not seated right. One of them's crooked and hanging off. And yeah, if he wants to, he can definitely find a way in.
Yeah, I'd like to find a way in and see what it looks like inside. What did I actually find? Because that was shit perception.
Okay. You find a group of 8 people huddled up in what looks like Hessian sacks, couple of strips of animal hide, more rags than anything else, kind of piled in a corner, sleeping on the floor.
Okay. How much gold did I find in that pouch?
1 gold, 14 copper.
Okay. So they look pretty destitute, yeah?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they've got a roof over their heads, and they don't look anorexic by comparison, but they're definitely on the bottom rung by comparison to the villages you've seen so far.
Okay. Tinsel's gonna find, he's gonna leave the coin pouch outside and just take the single gold with him. He's going to find a place free of swatting distance. I don't know if there's rafters or anything in this building.
Yep. There's rafters. It's thatch roof rafters.
Okay. So he's going to go to the door and he's going to knock on it to try and wake them up and get their attention to the door, and then he's going to flit up to the rafters.
Alright, he can pull that off. No problem. As he gives the knock on the door, puts a bit of effort to it with a loud rap against it, and yeah, it's not exactly the waking up style of thing. It's more of a anxious jump that occurs against two of the people lying down, and there's a hesitant look between them, as one of them seems to have lost whatever battle of wits was occurring, and anxiously and slowly gets up and goes to check out at the door.
Before he opens it, Tinsel's gonna, still invisible, going to talk to the crowd. Now, I don't want any of you to get a little bit upset, but I've let myself in, and I have a business arrangement to do with you. You can just listen to the soothing sounds of my voice, and you already know I am not a typical guard that you've seen around here.
Alright. And with the sound of your voice, the woken fella left behind shuffles awake the rest of them, and everyone's just basically anxious but staying quiet, though they make no reply to you.
I'm going to look to them. Now, I want your word that none of you are going to actually attack me when I reveal myself. Can one of you speak for your group?
I can. And it's
All right.
the guy who went to the door.
Okay. My name is Tinsel, and he's gonna reveal himself up in the roof and give a little wave. To whom am I speaking?
And as soon as Tinsel reveals himself as he is, Sprite?
Yep.
Which is a little odd by comparison. You see one of the men still back in the corner dive for one of the women as she looks at you, and just you can hear or almost even feel the intake of breath as she gets ready to release his scream, and he dives on her and muffles her face back down into the blanket.
Okay. Sorry, little lady. I did not mean to startle you. I mean, look at my wings. They're beautiful. I'm a nice person.
I'm goddamn gorgeous.
No, there's just no need to be upset. I'm here to help. So, you, sir, to whom am I speaking?
My name's Steven.
All right, now, Stephen. I've noticed that this town seems to be in a bit of a shit predicament. Is that a understatement, would you say?
Yeah.
Well, I gotta say, I feel for all of you. Me and my companions are looking to rectify the situation, and I could certainly use your help. And I'm certain that all of you could use a little bit of financial assistance. In exchange for some information on the town, I'd be willing to give you this. And I'll show him the gold coin.
Oh, are you with Wyatt?
Well, I do know him. I am not with him.
Praise that man. He's been helping us out a lot in the meantime. Me and my family would have starved to death long ago if it weren't for him. If you go back and see him, you tell him we're mighty thankful, and anytime he's needing our help, we're here for him.
Okay then. You know what? You seem like honest folk. I'm gonna flick I guess you can't flick the coin. He's gonna and toss the coin over to him.
Yep. And he misses his catch, and it tinkles to the ground.
Okay. All right. Sorry, it was a bad throw. Listen, I need help finding the general store in this here town.
General store? Like
Yeah,
a place where you can buy goods and stuff?
General sundries, yes. Also, I don't know much about this town. Is there any sort of shops that might sell magical items of any kind?
And Steve actually gives a little bit of a chuckle.
Yeah, I figured.
Magical items. Boy, you were in the wrong place for magical items.
Yeah. It was a shot in the dark. Thought I'd give it a shot. But as far as general supplies, do you know where I might be able to procure some of that?
Well, being honest, there was a shop down the street that handled things, but good old sheriff took the entire stock and stuck it in the keep. Said the guardsmen required it instead. Any other merchants about the place just kind of stopped coming here.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I mean, you keep that coin, but I really need to get my hands on some oil. Any chance you know where I might be able to find some of that?
Well, if you find a stick around, come morning, I can put word out discreetly and see if we can wrangle you up some oil.
I'd appreciate it.
How much you reckon you need?
DM, if he were to attempt to set fire to the wooden top of that keep, I don't know how big it is. If I wanted to try and spread oil so that it would all light up very, very quickly, and make a spectacle of the place as a distraction, how many vials do you think Tinsel would anticipate needing?
Strictly from the outside, like pouring oil.
Yeah.
And
just trying to get the roof on fire.
Yeah, there's not a hell of a lot of oil in a vial, and it would cover, a couple of square feet that you could light up on flames. If you wanted the whole section to go up, then yeah, that's an appreciable couple dozen vials. If you wanted to all go up at once, if you just wanted to start a fire that would later engulf the place, you could do it with a few more. But if you want to start with the bonfire right off the bat, then yeah, you're probably looking at a couple dozen.
Okay, well, that's fine. I mean, I'm sure it'll light up relatively nicely with maybe 5 of them, 5 or 6.
Sure.
Okay. If you could procure me about 5 or 6 vials of oil, that would be mighty helpful. Any extras you might have as well could also be quite useful, but, I understand I'm asking a lot.
We'll see what we can do in the morning, and we'll bring them all back here. Meet you again tomorrow night.
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate it.
Okay, right.
Be careful where you spend that gold. One of them shit guards is where I got them from.
It's okay. We know how to deal with it.
Thought you might get a little tickle out of that. All right. Till tomorrow evening then, gents. And lady, he's going to tip his tiny little hat.
Yeah, and you can clearly see that, she's having none of this whole friendly conversation. But she is being muffled quite proficiently by the nearby group. The age going to about maybe 12 at the youngest, and apart from her, everyone seems to be in agreement of helping out a friend of Wyatt.
Got it.
Pretty confident.
So Tinsel's going to visibly leave the window or wherever he crawled through.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as he gets out, he's going to go invisible and stick around to hear their conversation. The only thing he's interested in is if any of them are planning on double-crossing him.
All right, perception check to see how much he overhears and how well. Yeah, you're getting better. It's almost doubling each time.
Well, being invisible, he can sneak right back in, too, and get pretty damn close.
All right. So yeah, there's a bit of a conversation between some of the elder gentlemen, which exclusively goes over how they intend to get the oil. The excitable woman, we'll say, still looks a little bit distressed, and a couple of the nearby group are just trying to explain to her that you're not necessarily a demon. There are other creatures that can do what you do that aren't evil imps and so forth. But she's kind of on a religious panic attack where you get the impression that if she was left alone, then the guards might learn of your involvement. But everyone else seems intent on stopping that.
Okay. Anything else?
And amongst the younger ones, there's just a general instance of excitement at being able to help, and you hear praise for Wyatt of the Woods echoing through that small section.
Yeah, Tinsel's going to give a sigh as he pinches the bridge of his nose.
Yep.
Yeah, well,
I say we put a bag over Wyatt's head as we bring him in personally.
Well, All right, then to end Tinsel's run over the night, I would just like for Tinsel to now try and find Corwin. And if it means, God, I hope he doesn't see him get caught. But invisibly, he's going to try and navigate and see if he can locate Corwin's location.
Alright, that's a bit of a vague request. Is there an intent on Tinsel's part on how to find this, or is he just going to basically set up a grid search pattern and go through it? I mean, because Tinsel would have a fairly decent idea that Corwin would be in the jail cells, but absolutely no idea where the jail cells are or how to get there.
Correct. So, I don't know. I mean, he'll spend the night. He doesn't need to rest. He'll spend the night overhearing guards. Are any of them mentioning that they're on duty at the jail cells or anything like that? He might tail one. I'm thinking he's smart enough to know the jail cells are probably on the lower levels, if not underground. They're not going to be on the top side, so that can limit some of his search. But just using some common sense and trying to... I mean, if you were a prisoner and being held, where would you be placed?
I can give you a stealth check with advantage to basically tail people as they go in and out of the keep and find your way down, as that'd be the most obvious and direct path that Tinsel could take. However, there is the risk of him being seen or trapped within the keep.
Yep. All right. So stealth check with advantage.
With advantage because he will be invisible.
Very nice.
And there are a few more alert guards about the place inside. So let's go 2 attempts with a +3 modifier. So if they hit a natural 20, they can get you.
Oh, hey!
Oh, shit.
Oh, boy!
Okay.
One out of what? 20? One out of
5%
20.
chance.
Okay.
He tagged it.
Yeah. Do I notice he noticing me?
Yeah. I wanted just what is Tinsel's immediate reaction? As he basically he follows one. Let's make it as completely obvious as possible. He follows one as they step through the door, and he pays attention to the fellow he's following, making sure to duck in when he opens the door and staying far enough away not to identify himself with the beat of his wings or maybe the air pressure around him. Like, he's pretty good at following people without them noticing. And as he's focusing on one guardsman, he turns around and looks, and he's directly face to face with a second one, and they're both staring at each other wide-eyed. And you can see the expression of confusion on the guardsman's face. As all he's seeing is a small blur flapping about right in front of his face.
Yep.
Poke him in the eyeball.
Yeah, so I'm going to just try and quick draw the short bow and see if I can put him to sleep.
Drop him?
Yeah,
It's like-
we're going to see what happens.
Alright, let me bring up his stat block to see what his saves are.
Can't you yoink him? Like magically yoink him anywhere?
Too far
Or...
away to be in contact.
Shit.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think Tinsel can initiate that. He can't go to his pocket.
No,
Right, it's only
you can
Nyx
do it
that can
whenever
do
you
that.
want, but it would be a little coincidental for you to do it right at this moment. Alright,
Oh,
so
yeah, there's no way.
yeah.
Nyx is asleep right now.
it's 12
Yeah.
AC,
Okay.
but you will have advantage.
Oh,
We'll
have
give you
advantage.
because you...
Oh, even better.
Alright, so now it got really bad because Tinsel is no longer invisible, so...
Yeah. So time to run.
So yeah, what's
Well-
your plan?
Well, fucking... If I'm allowed to, go invisible and run. But I don't know if, is he going to get an action on me? I mean, I kind of did a lot there.
Yeah, you fired at him.
Exactly.
Which is
It
enough
was a risk.
to break him out of his stun. So I'll give him a single strike against you.
15.
+3 to hit.
Of course. Snuck right through it.
Well, I got 2 hit points, so Tinsel's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's minimum. It's 1d6 +1, so regardless of what he rolls, it's 2.
Yep.
So, yeah. and at which point Tinsel, through sheer luck or unluck, as the case may be, is cleaved in two by a sword before he can
You hear just
his
a
invisible
slight fuck me, and done. He just poofs out of existence.
All right.
Well, that was a decent run. I thought he'd get caught way earlier.
You did get someone on our side too in town.
He got something.
And they're going to be
Nick-
awfully confused come
Yeah.
this evening, where they've got a pile of oil and wondering where.
So is there this like a gold pouch that like drops on the ground there?
I left it. I technically left it right outside the window.
Yeah.
I didn't need 14 copper.
Yeah, there's now a 14 copper pouch sitting outside a nearby house.
Lovely.
Which
It's like in those games where there's just random stuff sitting on.
Yeah, just
on
look in a
benches and
barrel.
Yep, it's all
smash the
tinsel.
pottery and get rupees.
Exactly.
Anyways, that's fine. Nyx is going to try and recall him on the morning so she can find out what he got, and if he doesn't come back, she'll just recast the spell.
Okay. So that's Nyx and Tinsel dealt with. Don't suppose Corwin wants to try anything.
What's in the room I'm in?
In the room you're in, it's specifically the jail cell you're in is completely bare. There's not even a place for you to sit or rest. Not even a bucket for shitting in. It's a completely bare room with 3 stone walls and 1 iron grate in front of you. If you look around and peer out, there's basically in a small section of a corridor with 4 identical jail cells to a side that match it. In the small hallway in front of you is a flickering torch, which looks like it should have been replaced hours ago because it's almost guttering out. And apart from that, it's just stonework as far as you can see. You can't quite stick your head through the bars to give a clear view down the hallway and see what else is there.
Have I heard anyone else about? Like, is there any other prisoners when I came in, or is anyone making any noise this entire
I'll
time?
show you the map. There we are. So, here's the cells. Some of you might be familiar with the map. I've used it once before. You're in this cell here, there's another one here, and then the same opposite you.
Looks cozy.
Yeah, quite a cozy little section. Not too cramped, not too big, just functional.
Alright, I have real issues seeing
and,
these dark rooms.
Yeah, it's very dark down here, and has stayed the same sort of light level regardless.
Is that a cell, or what is that?
No, that's a bit of grading. There is a bit of a gutter running through the centre of it, where the previously falling urine has managed to collect, and seems to run out past that small grate, rather than flooding the area and drowning everyone in case of rain. So yeah, there's some water escape, but it's a very small drain by comparison. It only looks large because of the fisheye lens that I have to take screenshots with. But yeah, apart from that, you've heard no one else. You do get the occasional muttering off the edge of your hearing, but it seems like the other 3 cells are absent or vacant.
Well, this won't do. Yeah, maybe one of the other cells has a bed. I'm gonna try and open my cell up here.
Alright. Give it a lockpick roll.
Shit, did they leave his weapons and gear on him?
Not weapons, but his gear.
Mola did not
Cocky
check him
sons of
for
bitches.
stuff.
Yeah.
It's not his.
I was about to say, if Corwin was a wizard or something, this would have just been easy.
Yep. Okay.
In fact, let me...
I set the DC at 20.
Damn it! Well, it's a good lock, I guess.
It's not so much a good lock as it is almost rusted shut lock. Even with the key and a
Shit,
crowbar,
break it.
it would have been enough. And unfortunately, with the small deft thieves' tools, even though you know how to unlock it, you can't get the leverage on them to finally fish that latch out of the way. So
Said it was rusted?
it's a bit rusted, yeah. So if you want to, you don't have your crowbar. Sorry, that's a bit big to hide. You're basically limited to things that you could smuggle in your prison wallet. Even though I'm not forcing you to do that, it's only small hand-sized objects. A crowbar was a bit too big and obvious for you to have.
Do I see anything outside the cell that might be of use?
Apart
this
from the
endeavor?
rotted crate out to your left, which you might be able to reach if you put your hands through the bars.
Anything outside of reach?
No, not really. Apart from the rotted wood, there's no bars or good sources of leverage that you can find.
Get the wood, start a fire.
You do still have in your possession the boiling stone.
But there's no water near me, right?
No
There was
liquids,
rain a
but
bit
you are
ago.
a source.
I don't have anything to put it in.
Swallow it.
Gross. Alright, so any thoughts?
I'm going to summon a mage hand.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's
I'm going
invisible
to...
too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's invisible.
Sweet.
Okay.
I'm going to snag the torch.
Alright, you are going to attempt to summon Mage Hand. As in a world full of magic, jail cells as standard jail cells are kind of redundantly useless.
Yeah, I figured that was going to happen.
And yeah, while within the jail cells, low-level magic does not work.
Cool, because I have lots of high-level magic. Yeah.
Yeah, level 5, yeah!
I'm going to use a fireball now.
So cantrips and level 1 spells won't work in these cells.
Cool, because that's all I have.
Would wild shape?
Wild shape is an inherent ability, not technically a spell.
Good to know.
So, as far as I'm aware of the rulings, it would work.
Hooray.
Yeah, well, that's it for me then. I have no options.
You're up? Alright. The rest of you guys, Nyx and Finn. Suppose you're just finishing up and heading your way into town now?
I assume so.
Yeah.
I'll turn to Nyx and ask what Tinsel might have relayed to us.
Yeah, so after shortly realizing I can't bring him back, I'll use one of my Find Familiar mats, bring him back in 10 minutes, and we'll be all up to date.
Alright, so yeah, you get the rundown of the situation. I suppose Tinsel doesn't quite go as far as mentioning he got caught and cleaved in two. To keep
We don't keep anything from each other.
Alright. So yeah, you get the full rundown, the situation with the nearby villagers, rundown of the building, and how Tinsel managed to get, say, at the doorway of the path going down to the basement section before he managed to stumble directly into the front of a garden. That ended his trip.
Sure. All right. Well, good to know. At least we have a general direction that we're going to go, and Tinsel's taken the initiative to work on a distraction. So that was high five, Tinsel. I give him a high five.
I couldn't have planned it better myself.
Aye, that's grand.
Yeah. So
Them folks seem awfully keen on this Wyatt fellow, I say as I jostle the corpse that's pretty much slung over my shoulder.
And is now a little bit stiff thanks to rigor mortis.
Mm-hmm. We bring him in. They're instantly going to finger us as, well, bloody murderers.
Sure. I suppose. Do we have anything to disguise him in?
Look at my back. Can I use actually just my bag?
You've got a
Let's see, I have
backpack,
a-
I suppose. You can just cover his
Yeah.
head with it. It would look a little odd and suspicious, but he won't be instantly recognizable as Wyatt.
True.
You're not
Yeah,
quite sure
I'll
how
put the back... Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, you're not quite sure how familiar the villagers with him. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of people
I'll
can
put a-
recognize people without direct facial contact.
True.
It's up to
I can put the backpack on his head and just like
Oh.
kind of secure it with
you
some
can
of the
chop him
rope
up into smaller
just tied
pieces
around.
and divide.
Yeah,
him
we
into
could
two of you.
totally do that.
You know, head in one, torso and legs in another.
We could just take the head. We
Yeah.
honestly just need the head.
The head would fit entirely inside your backpack. Problem solved.
Yeah. I suppose you don't see any reason why the sheriff would not appreciate that, would he?
I'd say he'd be more than appreciated to see him in this state, honestly.
Okay. Yeah, good as any, I suppose. It's easier.
Works for me.
By the way, after a long night's rest, Nyx's competitive nature has subsided. She's back to green hair and
Green.
greenish blue eyes.
I'm going to turn to her as I'm butchering this corpse here. I'm like, news that I see is that you lost your dye job. I got something to ask you.
Uh-huh.
Back when we were first getting acquainted with our nice fellow here, and there's large meaty squelch as I'm cracking the neck and just wrenching off the head.
Yeah.
Hey, there we go. I'd like to ask, just what the fuck are you? I've met quite a few elves in my time, spent quite a lot of time around them, and I've not met one such as you. I want to know just what I'm dealing with.
She's going to shrug and say, well, I'm Nyx. You know, the elves never treated me very nicely either. I was just alone.
Is that right?
Yeah. But, you know, there's Myra. She treated me very nicely when I met her. And, of course, there was Tinsel. You know, he's been with me since as long as I can remember. And that was about it before I met you guys.
Like to see if she's hiding anything.
Okay,
Sure.
you can roll an insight, and Taka, you can say what you want to say based on that roll.
Sure.
Tell him what it's worth.
That's pretty good.
That is.
Thanks. I'm pretty insightful.
Yeah. All of that is true, except
Okay, you honestly just don't know.
yeah. But with a roll like that, I'd say she left out maybe one other individual that she knew. When she was talking about her friends in the past, there seems to have been. She kind of stuttered just a little bit as she was intentionally not speaking a name.
Gotcha. I'll nod and I'll accept that.
It's Mola.
Fine with me.
She's his apprentice.
I knew it!
It's all a ploy.
Great. I'll just nod and go back to finishing off removing the head. And I'll hold it up and kind of look at the face and well, his heart was in the right place.
Was
Shame
it?
his brain.
Did you even look? I mean, if you don't check, it might not be. You've already cracked open that much.
Now that they mention it, aren't you hungry?
No, I'm fine.
Dude.
Still had the squirrels.
Well, I do still have a few good berries left if you'd like one.
Sure, we can snack on that, but really we should be going.
Right, let's go. No, I'll just put the head in my backpack.
Okay. And the body?
Body,
In the tree!
Hey, in the tree. Someone will have fun with it.
Sure.
No, rather, put it on the ground. Let's I'm just gonna strip it off of the clothing and everything, just so it's just a bare body. It's like he's soil now, as we all are in the end. Let's go.
Yep, they all soiled themselves at the time.
Hey,
Alright. So,
Alright.
yeah. Now what, just heading into town?
yes.
Yeah. So, with Tinsel's help,
But just real quick, am I just covered in blood at this point?
No, you're not covered in blood, but basically from the wrists onward you are.
Okay, I should
very
really
much
wash that
red-handed.
off.
So, yeah, there's no
that's-
immediate stream about the place, and don't suppose you have water.
I do have background, but I do have a water skin. Or no, that was taken
Yep,
from
all your food and
our.
water was taken.
Yep. Yes, it was.
So, yeah, I mean, you are a wolf by descent.
Yeah,
so you
I could
have
just
a
start.
tongue.
Yeah, I was just going to suggest like I'm just gonna start cleaning my hands with my tongue.
Yep, I'll allow that. Bit gross, but you know,
Fine.
gotta do what you gotta do. And
Nyx will clean herself up nice and neat.
I'll just look at her with my tongue still on my wrist and like, you can always do that.
Oh, of course. Would you like some help?
tongue out, walking towards you.
I'll
Yeah.
just hold my hands out. It's like,
In a bit of a rush, so yeah, I'll clean him up too.
Okay,
I appreciate it.
excellent. So now Nyx looking better than she ever has, and nice clean fin. Continue on to the village. And,
Yep.
Actually, one more thing I want to plan with Finn before we get there.
sure.
Right. Let me hear it.
Well, if we're looking in good shape, and we tell him, hey, this group are going to plan a massive assault somewhere just outside of town, right? He's going to ask us to come with him. If we look injured, then we can't come with him.
All right.
So there's that.
Should I bring the head back out?
I think we might need, I think I might need to undo the prestidigitation. Or, technically, prestidigitation can soil as well. Can
Do it.
prestidigitation be used to give us dirt, blood, signs of potentially, I don't know, we can kick each other's asses for a while, get some bruising. You know what I mean? Try and...
As Nyx brings out a dagger and says, "Now I'm just going to stab you in the guts."
Just bam, right in the mouth.
So without doing any actual health damage, I'd like to
Yep.
try and make us look pretty beat up.
Yep, with the use
Here,
of
I'll
prestidigitation.
hold my hands out, start scratching up my knuckles.
Yep. And then we'll tear some strips of cloth off of Wyatt's clothing and use that for makeshift bandages,
Nice.
which I will then soil as well. We're trying to put up a roll here.
Stamp it on the dirt a little bit.
Okay. So, yeah, you guys do your makeup routine. Continue on, get to the outskirts of the village, and before
Dabble a little bit of blood from Wyatt's neck.
yeah, just a little dab behind the ears for fragrance.
Corwin, by the way, you've had a rest. Make sure you heal up with hit dice.
Yeah, there
Did
was time enough for you to have a rest as well.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Just say in between, although you weren't resting at the same time as you were travelling for most of it, I will say by now that you've had a short rest as well.
Yeah, we're going to need him healed up.
And, yeah, I'm going to stop it there for 5 minutes because I really need to pee. So,
Alrighty.
buy a break, get a drink, think your plans out, and we'll pick up.
Let's plan a little bit.
Alright, so I mean the idea is here's the procedure as far as I see. You tell me
Gotcha.
if you have any other thoughts.
Yeah, run it by me. What you're thinking?
Alright, we're gonna go into town. Tinsel knows how to navigate the town. But he'll give us directions. We go right up to the two guards at the front of the keep. We tell them we have business with the sheriff. If they don't want to listen to us, we discreetly show them Wyatt's head.
Gotcha.
And say that this was part of our business with him. He's going to want to talk to us.
Exactly.
Try and whatever. We're going to try and get.
He'll definitely recognize us when he's like, a Maharim and an elf were here just a minute ago with a head. It's like, yeah, that's them.
Right. So we gain an audience with the sheriff, using Wyatt's head as our credibility. In the meantime, Tinsel's going to, the group of peasants are going to go out and grab all that oil.
Get the oil. Gotcha.
Tinsel's going to wait until we figure out what we might need Tinsel for. I'm thinking I'll have Tinsel wait for the oil, and as it comes in, he'll start invisibly flying it up to the roof and leaving them in place.
Okay.
Uh,
Just to let you know ahead of time, just so you know that I do have it. I did recently. Where is it? I did recently get this spell. I can use that for you to turn your ammunition to actually become fire. I also do still have heat metal. I do have flame blade, and I do have flaming sphere as well, in case we do need to make a fire. I don't know if we're going for real subtlety here or trying to do unaccountability, but if we do need that bitch to light up, I can do it if you need me to.
all right. What I'm thinking, that might be really helpful for Tinsel, if you can put it on him or his quiver. It lasts an hour.
Gotcha.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and if not, I do also have Feign Death ready. I mean, shit, if anything, I could sneak into the cell as like a flea. I can touch him with Feign Death, and then I can sneak back out as a flea again. And they'll come and find that he's fucking dead in his cell.
What level is Feign Death?
Feign Death is a level 3rd spell. It lasts for 1 hour. I can cast it as a ritual or as a spell.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, so that's an option as well. Just let you know in case we need to.
The general idea I had was we go in, talk to the sheriff, we convince him, or at least attempt to convince him. We attempt to convince him that there is a counterattack being formed against the town.
Yeah.
And we let him know where, so that we encourage the sheriff to lay an ambush for them.
Gotcha. Make them mobilize out of the town.
Yes. At the same time, we got to play it up that we took a beating, so they better come in force because there are more people than you would have thought. Seems villagers from outside town seem to have been rallying to this cause.
Yeah, it's not just a band of thieves, it's an army.
Something big, at least.
Yes.
We're too injured to help, but as part of our agreement, we decided to tell him, and with the hopes of being paid for our troubles. So we play up the mercenary angle. If it works, then he clears out the keep with the majority of the guards, or whatever we end up accomplishing. That helps.
Yeah.
Once they're gone in the evening, we could use the fire as a distraction in the direction of the keep. We use that as a distraction for us to make our way down into the basement, free Corwin, and get the hell out of Dodge.
I like it.
Seems as good as any. I really like the Feign Death idea, but it only lasts an hour. We'd have to know they're coming to find him, and then we have to know that they're going to take his body away quick enough.
Right. That's very true. Otherwise, I don't know if it would work. Like if I tell him beforehand I'm going to cast Feign Death on him and he goes comatose, if he actually does come out of the coma state, can he still pretend he's in one? Just that if someone actually checks, they could find that he actually has a pulse.
Cora, what's your deception or performance like?
1 and 1.
Nice.
All right. Okay. I think we got a plan.
Yeah, I like that. It will at least clear, hopefully, a bulk of our opposition away.
That's the idea. And then the distraction to help, mask our movements into the jails.
Yeah. Just a sec. Do I still have entangling available? Trying to see, because if we need to, I could cast entangle to kind of cover our escape.
Okay.
Because that will make plants fill a 20-foot square area becomes difficult terrain, yada yada. Or if they're already in the area when I cast it, they have to make a strength save, or they'll just be completely caught up in the shit and can't move.
All right. Well, we have some options. You could, if one of us could fucking figure out that Corwin's down that grate, that would really make things easier. But I don't know if we're gonna get that. I can teleport in. You can go in as a small animal.
I might be able to sniff them out, and I can let you know, but that could be a long shot. Who knows?
Yeah.
It's a poor town. I'm sure there's a lot of smells going around.
Right.
Sure.
Exactly.
All right. I think we're ready.
So,
Yeah,
all
I
set
think
up
we're-
with plan A, B, and C?
Hopefully.
If it doesn't work, we're fucked.
Yeah,
So am I missing my gold too, or do these, for convenience, is this all left on me, essentially? Or is
yeah,
it, like,
he didn't take...
Stored away somewhere?
You've got all your gold. He didn't touch your coin.
I kind of like this Mullah guy.
Yeah, I know.
Alright.
He's a bit of a professional. I say we just hold person and take his items instead of killing him.
Our whole person didn't really work out well last time.
Hey, it could eventually work.
Yeah, all you need is a critical fail on his part, and maybe. Alright.
Yeah.
So, you guys are now entering the outskirts of the village, and you pretty much
Okay.
see exactly what Tinsel saw the first time. Rather poor and downtrodden citizenry and overabundance of guards.
I nudged to Nick's like, limp a bit.
Oh, right. Yep.
And,
Play it
yeah,
up.
do your little...
By the way, sorry. I don't know what you heard of our plans, but Tinsel gave us directions to the place. He's going to go back to the villagers, and without making his presence known, he's going to just wait for now unless I bring him back. If any vials of oil make their way in, if they're streaming in one at a time or anything like that, he's going to start transporting them up to the roof and hiding them in crevices and stuff so that he's ready for it.
Alright, yep. That's a good idea. Okay. So, you guys continue on, never meeting the eye of any of the villagers, who always seem to avert their gaze when they notice that you're looking at them, and tend to look down at their feet for the most part. The guards, on the other hand, do seem to pay attention to you, and you see more than one of them give his buddy a nudge in the ribs and nod in your direction. And you instantly get the feeling that you're a bit of an oddity, both of you, here in the presence, and they're not too friendly, for the most part, towards you. But there's no overt hostility, no drawn weapons or anything like that, until you get to the first set of wooden palisades, and they're stopped by the guards.
All right. I'll go up to them. Greetings, gents.
Right behind you.
We have some business with the sheriff. I think he's going to want to speak with us as soon as possible.
Hey, big man.
The guards there, leaning against the palisade, spear just kind of nestled in the crook of the arm, and he goes, "Alright, mate. Deal with the sheriff, eh? You gotta be joking."
What's the bounty on Wyatt currently?
What? You mean that little bossy out in the wood peppering bosses with arrows? Who do I know?
Wyatt of the Woods, that's him.
Troublemaker, yes.
Well, I don't know what he's offering. It's big though. You want to make a name for yourself, I reckon you head on out there and snag him for us. And his buddy gives a shitty laugh as well in response.
Sure. Well, I reckon we just did. And we're going to go close. Are there any peasants around us?
How close is close to you?
I mean, I'm going to try and show him through the satchel, the head. I don't want anyone to notice.
Yeah, everyone else is far enough away for that.
Okay. I lean in close, open up the flap, and kind of turn the head still inside the bag to show the face. And then I put the flap back down.
And the guardsman leans over, has a look, and goes, "Cool. So who's that then?"
Where to the fucking woods?
Yeah, sure. And I'm the son of the Queen of all of Mercia.
Most choke guard ever. Yeah,
I'm-
severed head. Yeah.
Your Highness,
And I'm fucking hungry.
I suppose you should get the sheriff post haste. if he knows that you've kept this, we have very important news with regards to Wyatt and the rest of his band of ne'er-do-wells. You're going to want to make sure the sheriff knows that we are here. We have business with him.
Be an int check for that word.
What's that?
A word was too big.
Oh.
Yeah, too many syllables involved. Alright.
Word,
And the guard looks to you and is seemingly as nonchalant and ever. He goes, "Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go check with the boss, tell him that there's a couple of heathens outside his gates with a severed head in a bag, and he can tell us what we do with you."
Perfect. Let him know it's a Maharim and an elf that met him in the woods under not so ideal circumstances.
aye.
And we're here to rectify it.
Alright, George, you watch over these fellas, and I'll go check with the sheriff. And he wanders off, leaving you in the care of another guard, who barely seems sentient, be a way to put it.
What?
As he's, apart from the odd little bit of chuckle you heard previously, hasn't moved whatsoever in response to your presence. And
Is it human?
yeah, human. Probably late 40s, bit scruffy looking. Yeah, it just isn't even looking in your direction. Just kind of staring off without blinking, as far as you can tell. So you guys are waiting there for probably about 10 minutes before the guardsman comes back. And he says, "Now, the boss man's a busy man, especially this time of day, what with breakfast and all. And he said he'll take that head off your hands, and if it's indeed this fellow Wyatt, you can come up and have a chat, and he'll reward you for your troubles quite handsomely."
Well, what you think, boss? I'll turn to
Uh,
Max.
I think we'll wait. When he's ready, we will present this.
Aye, we'll
I
make
don't-
sure we're seen.
I don't personally trust you, and I don't want you taking this bounty in for yourself.
Aye,
Oh, you see, that's a bit of a predicament then, because he said if you gave us any trouble that we'd just pepper you full of arrows and run you out.
I look around. I see no trouble here, unless you're bringing it. We're about
Does he appear to be lying,
You can roll insight.
mongrel? Mate, would you? Be a dear.
Sure. Be a dear and look into this man's eyes.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like-
you definitely get the impression, that if they were to kill you, there would be no repercussions on their end, and you get the impression that killing you is probably their default response, and there was just general curiosity that they haven't done so so far. So
Okay.
yes, violence is definitely the expected outcome.
All right. Then what I'm going to suggest we do then is hand him the head and let him know that do be a dear and tell the sheriff that there's important information regarding the safety of the town and the rest of all of you folk. If he wants to fuck around, he's welcome to deal with those repercussions, but we have intel that he's going to need immediately.
Aye, and this won't be the only head that'll be seen rolling today. Then I'll just shove the backpack right into his chest.
Alright, unbunch your panties, Christ. Take them.
Get the cock out your ass and get moving, then.
Didn't your mother ever tell you catch more flies with honey than with vinegar?
Funny thing, my mother was gouging a man's eyes out when she told me that. With her own bare hands. She said she hates honey.
Bunch of fucking barbarians. As he turns around and starts heading back in, and you hear a faint chuckle come from the glassy-eyed guard beside you. Pretty much.
I'll turn to him and just kind of wave a hand in front of his face.
No response.
Hello?
Do you mind, sir? I was looking at that.
What's that? I'll try to look where he's staring.
Okay, roll a perception check.
Okay.
Alright. And he's staring off to a tree a fair distance away, just on the outskirts of this town. But what's so interesting, you can't tell. Yeah. That, my fine fellow, red-throated warbler. Bit rare in these parts. Never seen a bird quite like it. Majestic, I'd say.
I'll look towards the bird. Oh, yeah. I'm actually fairly impressed. That is quite nice. I don't see these types around here this time of season.
Oh, I say, good chap. Bit into ornithology yourself, are we?
I'm a bit of an animal man myself. I quite love the little beasties. They so interesting. The types of things that they just get into, their social dynamics and such, their behavior, the instinctual drive for survival and such. It's real, well, admiring.
All right. Get my cock out of your mouth.
Aye. Spit the rocks out of your head.
Yeah, if you'll excuse me, I've got some watching to get back to.
Aye, you do that. Got a whole fucking lot to watch around here.
Alright. So, let's say about 5-7 minutes later on, the first guard comes back looking a bit peevish, and without saying a word, just motions you guys to follow.
Give a dismissive jerking motion.
Cool. Hey guys, can I go AFK for like 5 minutes?
Sure.
Okay,
Sorry.
but whatever I say.
That's what I'm saying. Can we take a 5-minute break here?
Yep, you don't want to
Okay.
leave Mongrel on his own.
No, you really don't, because humans are starting to really piss me off.
Short fuse on this fella. Alright, so 5-10 minutes or so, and we'll get back at it.
Sounds good.
Alright, cool.
Do 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 do. I would like to turn into a rhino.
I mean, you perfectly.
Hey,
Wait, have you
I'm
seen him?
joking.
I want to turn into
I
one of
doubt-
those red-bellied bird things, whatever. we're
I
doing.
can't turn into a flying creature until level 6, I believe.
That's a
Aw.
shame.
Yes. Otherwise, I would have totally just morphed. After we break you out, I would have just morphed into a giant eagle and carried us away. But yeah, I can't do that yet.
I was thinking this turn into the bird thing so the guard would look away at it.
One
We
guard
could walk right by
distracted
him.
isn't. One guard being distracted, and I don't think is a good.
Land
use
on the
of,
head
an
of the
entire
other one.
slide.
Maybe I'll like pounce on it, trying to capture it. I don't know. I don't know.
But now that I have seen that particular bird, I could totally transform into it.
Oh no, you didn't see it.
Alright.
You just saw the tree.
Oh,
And the
I was
general
looking
direction
at the
looking.
bird.
Yep. You were just. Oh, I assumed you were just kind of smiling and nodding along with him, but yeah, you didn't see it with the 23.
Oh, okay. So he's not even seeing a bird that I'm aware of.
Yeah, you can't see. You did not see this red-throated warbler that he was mentioning. So either this dude has
Yikes.
impeccable eyesight, or he's completely off his
he's-
tits. Yeah,
Or
Gotcha.
he's
And I was just
hypnotized.
I was just humoring him.
yeah, that's what I assumed.
Gotcha.
it was hypnotic
Okay.
pattern.
Yeah.
He's fucking banjaxed. That actually. I need to note that because that might come in handy. Because you did mention he was pretty glassy-eyed and kind of out of it.
Oh yeah, he was.
I figured he was just so fucking engrossed with that bird that he was just not thinking about anything else.
It's possible, but yeah, you can't verify his story as of yet. We'll put it that way.
Gotcha. Good to know.
So, how
So,
about that internet thing, eh?
internet. I never even met her.
I've heard they have the internet on computers now.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, what's a computer, though?
It's like an abacus, but bigger. More complicated.
Huh. Why do you need a bigger abacus? What's wrong with a normal size abacus?
You know what they say, bigger is better.
Ah, kids these days.
It's only people without that say size doesn't matter.
It's true. We're gonna fucking die.
Hang on. Matter while you're here, how do you feel about Star Wars?
Oh, yeah.
Was that
How do you feel about Star Wars?
Star Wars?
Yeah. I've basically polling for interest in regards to starting a second campaign with an opposing setting. We're doing fantasy in D&D. I was just wondering who is interested in doing Star Wars-based sci-fi D&D
I
campaign.
know nothing about it.
Well, it's completely and utterly homebrewed. But yeah, different sci-fi setting, more ranged weapons, Jedi, droids, so on and so forth. Kind of like
Bounty hunters?
yeah, kind of like Edge of the Empire, but played with D&D
Droids?
And yeah, just wondering who was
Be a
interested.
droid Jedi.
I want to be a shield droid.
Should be
Do it.
possible. And yeah, who was interested and what sort of time frame we could do. I don't want to change anything about this campaign that we've got going or change time slots or anything like that. But I might be able to do something in the hours before or hours after we play this game and do a secondary campaign for the more sci-fi minded.
I'll give it a shot. I'm pretty open on my schedule right now. So
Alright. So yeah, no concrete plans, or I haven't even
yeah, I
solidified the mechanics yet. However, there is a rather well done homebrew for it, done by
yeah, that's someone like linked some Star Wars
Yeah.
guide
There's
thing.
linked in that, and there's the player's handbook and stuff in there that might be of interest to look through. And if there's enough people, sometime down the line, I might do a secondary campaign for a sci-fi setting.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. I don't really know the names of like anything besides like Tatooine. I think that's literally the only planet I could name.
Just think of like sci-fi kind of Western fantasy, basically.
Yeah, basically every genre in the world just mashed into a single one.
Yeah. You have
So-
your westerns. You have your Western gunslingers, but instead of bullets, it's lasers. You have your knights in shining armor, except their swords are lasers.
I feel like Jedi's would be very close to monks.
They kind of are.
Yeah, oddly enough, there is a monk class in the revision this dude did, and they're pretty much unchanged.
Yeah.
So how about them arcane arrows, yo?
Sorry, guys. Be right there. I'm almost done.
You're right, mate.
Okay. They're pretty sick. I seen them split a guy's head open once. Hmm. We should go back. No, never mind.
I was hoping you guys would follow my trail. And you'd see my sign, and then you'd step
And your
on my
shit.
poop. Yeah.
I was kind of wondering if, if I would suddenly catch a whiff of something and be like, oh, hey, there's a mark on that. Oh, what the fuck?
Halflings have a pretty high fiber diet.
Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Have we managed to see the grate, like, out of the corner of our eyes, by the way, when we came into town, or no?
No, not in this section. It's pretty much the grate is central to the courtyard.
Gotcha.
If only I had some sort of like distinctive instruments that you guys would be able to notice.
Yeah.
Fucking bagpipes.
Yes, I will play them just for you.
I mean, if I did, not you. Yeah. I really have no fucking options. Like, all I have are cantrips in first level. I can't use those in that damn cell.
Yeah. You didn't get anything from short rest?
I need a long rest, and I don't have more than first level. Like until level 7, that's when I get second level shit.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, like I'm not a half caster. I'm a fucking third caster.
Right. Damn it.
I was hoping I could like start a fire, or at least like fucking like fake a fire.
Yeah.
Like negative.
Damn it.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back. So I caught everything on fire.
Alright, awesome.
That was the plan, right?
We'll just abandon in Corwin.
Cool.
I'm Bernie.
I'm watching my girlfriend is fostering 3 kittens, and she's off in Orlando right now.
Oh, fun.
So I'm not a cat person in general. I mean, they're cute, they're fun, but
Yeah.
this one just splattered poop all over the wall, barely hit the litter box. So I had to clean that up. Its paw was covered in shit. So I had to pick it up, wash its paw in the sink. And you know what? Turns out cats don't like water too much. So he started clawing me to hell to try and climb up me. So I got shit on my shirt, my hands. I'm trying to clean this little fucker's paw so that I can put him down and then clean the walls and shit. And I got it under control.
Oh, that's great.
Well, this gave me an escape idea.
Oh, shit everywhere.
Yeah.
God.
That's great.
Then disinfecting all these cuts on my hand now because God knows what I'm going to get. All right. I'm good. Bring me back to a fantasy realm because my reality is not what I want right now. God.
You know, our
Okay.
escape's gonna be through like a fucking mile of just poop pipes right now.
God.
Okay, so where are we? Where did we last leave off?
Just a sec. Alright, so, you guys have now been asked to come into the keep proper, and have been led in by the disgruntled guard that first met you guys. And, yeah, as you go in, you can definitely tell that conditions inside the keep are a lot better than outside the keep. But the general level of unprofessionalism still persists. Most people are just leaning around, dicking about, not paying too much attention to you as you're led up and into the second story, the wooden section, and come face to face with a now far more immaculately dressed and attired, but still massive and kind of demanding sheriff, who has mounted the severed head of Wyatt on the corner of his desk, pointed directly at the doorway, and you guys are just ushered or waved through the door and see this from the side.
Sheriff, it's lovely to see you.
A bit less of you than last time we saw you.
I'm gonna smack him on the back of the head. Never mind my compatriot.
Did my clothes help you out at least on your way back?
Oh yes, do come in and sit down. Or perhaps I owe you fellas an apology. You see, in the condition that we first met, I was a little underdressed, shall we say. I didn't quite know your intentions at the start. If I had known you'd be such fine and upstanding citizens dedicated to the law, I would have told you the truth first out. But, you know, a man in my position has to worry about his safety. Yeah.
Yeah. Are there chairs we can sit up?
There is one in front of him.
I'll stand.
Alright, cool. I'll sit down. I'm gonna wince as I sit down. Yes.
I'll just lean against the chair a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
put my hand on it, kind of lean into it a little.
It's, understandable. He put up a head of a fight, and I'll have you know we're not murderers. We attempted to apprehend him professionally, but he chose to attack us, and we had to. It may have been a fight he started, but we sure as hell finished it.
Yes, well, jolly good turn of events either way. Quite pleased.
We're professionals. We do good work for good, honest pay.
It's my kind of man. Or woman, as the case may be. No, I don't suppose you happen to retrieve the taxes?
Taxes were unable to be retrieved, however. we barely made it out alive. It would appear that Wyatt was the tip of the iceberg. Using our abilities to scout, however, we've discovered that a number of other mercenary individuals have been hired by this group using the very funds that they've stolen from you. It would appear they're planning some form of an attack just outside of town on a major trade route, trying to catch you with your pants down, so to speak.
Interesting. I would like you to make a deception check.
God damn it.
God. Come on, man.
Alright, I'll tell you what, I'll roll,
Okay,
but I
that's
don't think
tough.
I need to.
No, probably
And that's just a
not.
base roll without his modifier. Yeah, so he looks at you a bit quizzically and he says, well, I suppose that is a bit of a problem. I'll have to send someone to verify it, of course. Now, traditionally, doing such a service to me would warrant some sort of reward, but with the taxes still unaccounted for, we're a bit short on coinage here, so I suppose at the best I can offer an IOU for some time later down the line if you head back this way. I'm sure you understand the predicament I'm in.
Put
So
my
am I
ears
to
back.
understand? So am I to understand that you're not paying any of your mercenary individuals at this time?
Oh, we pay where we can. Are you leading somewhere?
We were still deciding on our next port of harbor. However, we don't have much funds in the ways of living expenses. Is that something you could take care of while we wait?
Tell you what, we'll put you on the payroll for the time being and give you guards rates. Might make you earn a bit of coin as you loiter about the place keeping the peace. It's the best I can do until the taxes are recovered. But should help spur you along your way.
Your men didn't seem too happy about our presence in general. Are they going to appreciate us wearing their uniforms?
Oh, you won't be wearing the
Uniform.
uniforms. Yeah.
Good. I'd rather not.
I don't honestly think we'd have any that'd fit you. But, you hang around the keep, keep 'em watch, keep 'em the peace, and we'll spot you a bit of coin.
Works for me.
So much for that deception check.
Yeah.
So, I'll tell you what, you guys stick close down in the courtyard, and I'll send out a couple of men to check out this issue you've notified us of and see what we can figure out in dealing with the situation.
Yes, well, I advise that you move quickly. They were packing up. Not quite sure where they were going, but I do know that they were planning an attack to the west of town. That's all we got out of them.
Well, better safe than sorry, I always say. This group has been quite wily in the past, so how about we just take it at face value and see what we can do to rectify the situation. You happy with that?
Sure. Just keep in mind that should that attack occur, we are not officially going to be a part of that. That seemed quite dangerous. The only way we might want to participate is if we could set an ambush of some kind, make sure that we are getting the proper engagement. A head-on fight is not something we engage in.
Hey, we barely got out ourselves.
We use tactics and strategy.
Yeah, fair enough. You're a mercenary. If ain't no confirmed pay in it, alright. Just sit back in the keep then. Look on for a distance. But let's get started, shall we? And he gives a court whistle. One of the guardsmen pokes his head in and, "Rightio, Sergeant. Best bring in the safeties." And they just give a nod to each other, and Sergeant, off on a jog, runs out. The sheriff goes, well, if there's no further business, do partake yourself of our amenities, and if I have need, I'll give you a holler.
Sounds good.
Will be in earshot.
And then he just kind of looks at you.
Yeah. Okay. I guess we'll leave.
Okay.
There's not much else to say. The deception failed, so we're kind of done there.
Well, we can still cause a distraction. Otherwise, I could try sneaking into the cell and make him seem like Corwin's dead, but we still need to find out even where Corwin's being held.
DM.
Yep.
My fate presence doesn't say that at the end of the effect they know that they were charmed by me.
Right.
So if I use that and it works, and I try and convince him to see past that terrible deception.
A 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if it works and he has no other means of detecting charms and so forth, then yeah, he shouldn't be aware of the attempt.
Okay.
If.
This is gonna.
I'd like to just check and see if he's wearing any jewelry. I'm sure he is. He seems a diva of a man.
So, give it a shot.
Okay, perception?
What was
Well,
this? Sorry,
I was checking to see if, like, the man's wearing any jewelry, honestly.
Alright,
Just
you don't need a perception roll for that, because the dude's Mr. Teeing it up quite proficiently.
I
yeah,
figured
this
as
is
much.
a dude, who definitely takes the prestige and benefits of his position to heart. Like,
Yeah, I'm sure he does. Can already tell that by his waist.
yeah, he's an indulgent man who likes his food and likes his bling. Yeah, the big noticeable one is a ruby, probably about the size of tinsel, embedded in a gold chain that looks to be like it's a chain of office. It is a big, heavy one that sits around his shoulders rather than dangling from the neck.
Okay. Other than that, yeah, if you wanted to do fate presence.
You can have a crack at it. What's the DC?
Yeah. Let me find it. 15 wisdom save.
Wisdom save, eh?
Hopefully he's
Alright.
very not wise.
No more so than usual.
Ah!
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to look at him, and just as I'm standing up, I'm going to say, just turn to him with that twinkle in my eye and say, honestly, I'm seriously worried about your situation here. I don't think I've impressed upon you the dangers that are about to come. If you're not ready for them and take a proactive step, that it may end up spelling doom for all of us. And it won't let us get our pay as well, so we have a vested interest in you making the wisest decision here.
There were a lot of them, and this is not exactly a very large town.
Alright. So now he is charmed by you, which means you can try that deception check with advantage again.
Good lord. I missed lying motherfucker.
Okay, 20's a bit better than 6. I'll just have him, Yeah, he's not going to beat that with what he's got. Alright, so, yeah, you see, he's coming around to your point of view, giving a nod, and he goes, you know what, you're right. And like I said, better safe than sorry. We'll send out a bigger portion of our men to see if they can head this off before it becomes a real threat. Thank you again for your services. Now,
Of course.
Always happy to oblige.
We're going to go rest off these wounds. But again, if you need us, you let us know.
he gives a nod. Yeah. Do send in the nearest guardsman when you head out the door.
Will do.
I know just the one.
Yep. So we're going to walk out and close the door.
Yep.
Yes.
And there's a guard there.
There are guards about the place. No one specifically assigned to watch the door. But yeah, there's about half a dozen guards that you can call on if you so choose.
All right. I guess I'll just find the nearest one. Let him know. The sheriff needs a word.
All right, then he heads in, past the door, and what's your passive perception again, Mongrel?
What was it? It was my
15.
regular perception plus my proficiency. Yeah, I think it was
Proficiency
15.
plus 5.
Oh, okay, so my perception is +6. So, and then I have my proficiency bonus of 3.
So yeah, it's up in the high teens either way. Okay, so
Okay.
by this stage, you will hear a bit of commotion coming from outside the keep. The occasional scream of a woman or a yell of a man. And even though you're confident that maybe the guardsmen in here have heard it, they don't seem to respond to it either.
What's that going on?
What are you talking about?
Nothing.
The screaming. You don't hear that?
Alright. That'd be the safeties.
What's the safeties?
You're new in town, I take it.
What
I
gave
just
it away?
look at him.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
an elf and a Maharan.
yeah. We just deadpan stare at him.
You must be the brains of the group.
Right, fair enough. Well, I don't know if it's my place to say.
Well, we don't want their shoe size. We're just curious what a safety is.
Well, this wouldn't be the first time that that group of rebels have tried to come at the keep full on. So the sheriff come up with this bright idea, right? You say, we grab some of the villagers and stick them in the cell, right? And if White and his men cause too much trouble or breach the keep, what we do, right, is go down there and slit their throats. White hasn't tried to assault the keep since that first time, so it ain't worth it.
That's genius.
Yeah, I thought so. Smart fella, that sheriff. Knows what he's on about.
Truly. I'm just kind of gritting my teeth a little bit and just kind of eye twitching and just kind of keeping it together.
I can see we chose the right proper group to ally ourselves with. We'll slap him on the shoulder, give it a serious squeeze. Come, let's adjourn to the courtyard.
Aye.
Alright, and inside the courtyard, I'll actually show you the map. However, it is a nighttime map, so the lighting's going to be a little bit off.
Okay.
But
Also, Plan B down the drain.
Yeah.
Let's
What
see
was
it.
Plan B?
Setting the place up on fire.
Yeah, we're waiting for nighttime for that.
alright, so actually,
Oh.
technically,
Sort of
you
have a
guys
lot
are
of
coming out
hostages
this
in there.
doorway.
Oh boy.
As you exit the main keep, which is there, the big section with the lighting on top of it is the room and the study, and inside basically the palisade for the border and the stone building, and inside are a couple of men going through drills or just dicking around.
I can't even see where the holes were.
And that there is the grate.
Mm.
Oh, I see.
That's shaded black.
Yeah,
Yeah, you might
I
need
can
to
see it.
zoom in a little bit more as it is
I
a
can see it.
nighttime map. But yeah,
Uh,
there's the grate that he pissed through.
on a whim, I'd like to try sniffing out Corwin.
Alright, I'll give you a perception check with advantage,
Thanks.
but it will be a rather high DC.
I figured as much. That's fair.
Because it stinks of men and piss here.
Absolutely. Like, I figure I'm pretty familiar with Corwin's scent by now, but yeah, there's a lot of shit going around. Where is it? There it is.
Yep, Corwin's around. You can definitely get a whiff of him.
I'll tap.
You've
I'll
got
tap
a good
Nix
idea.
on the shoulder. I'll tap Nix on the shoulder. Just tap a finger quickly to my nose and give her a wink.
All right.
So yeah, you get a sense. The
Do I
strongest
have-
of which you would be directed to the grading. However, there's also stuff coming down to your south through this doorway here.
All right.
Let's see.
Out of curiosity, do I see any birds flying around, perched on the roofs that seems to be paying attention to this area?
I mean, it's hard to judge the attention of the birds, but there are birds about the place. Kind of along the lines of magpies or crows.
Okay. I'm maybe one that doesn't quite fit. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm wondering if Mahler has a familiar that does his scouting. Seems like a pretty elven thing to do, and I'd like to know if I can locate it if it does exist.
Alright, you can see a total of 3 birds. 2 of them is crows, one of them's the black and white of a magpie, which is an Australian bird I'm not sure you're familiar with, but just think a smaller version of a crow.
I've seen him.
And yeah, they're same sort of behavioural tendencies, dickbags for the most part.
Yeah.
So, tell you what, give me an intelligence check, and we'll see if you can convince yourself that one of them is familiar. Yep. If you were a betting man, you'd bet it's the magpie.
Sure.
'Cause,
It's black and white. It's different.
Yeah, it's different. You haven't actually seen one of them in the nearby area, although, honestly, you weren't paying attention. If you want to go back to the ornithologist at the gates and get his opinion on the commonality of the magpie in this area. Yeah, if he's going to have a familiar, it'll be that one. And it does seem to be paying attention to you.
I'm very suspicious of this bird. I'm going to keep an eye on it.
Okay. So, what do you guys want to do?
Personally, well, Tinsel would like to. By the way, are there any guards on the top of that roof?
You mean this one?
The one that I'm about to set on fire.
No, it's a proper steepled roof. There's no room for people on top of it. There are kind of like stone walkway where these steps go up, which goes up to the side and enters into a side room. Side door to the area. But yeah, it's still not too close to people at the moment.
Okay. Alright, so Tinsel knows where the sheriff resides. Would he be
Yes.
able to discern the fireplace that goes to that room?
He's smart enough for that, considering that's the one at the top story.
Okay, cool. I'm going to find a quiet spot in the courtyard where I won't be harassed.
Sure.
Shall I go with you, or should we split?
That's up to you. We can just hang out. I could use some body blocking. That might
Yeah,
help.
that's what I'm good at. I'm good at that.
All right.
Just
Okay,
lean up against the wall.
I have 3 vials of oil, and I have a flask of fulminating gold.
That's right.
Tinsel is going to, one by one, invisibly, I'm going to take one out of my pouch, put it down on the ground somewhere unseen, behind us or whatever, just casually. Tinsel's going to grab them and start setting them up on the roof where he can get to them.
Okay.
Other than that, we don't know where Corwin is, but
I got a whiff, a very vague idea.
Alright, and by this stage, you guys would notice that the gate, which is in this direction, to the top right, opens a little bit, and several guardsmen are shoving several of the villagers about the place without too much of objection or hassle, and just march them pretty much straight through towards you, past where you guys are on the map, down here and in through this gate.
Do the villagers look bound or
Nope.
shackled?
Not bound or shackled or anything. They do look a bit frightened, but not as much as you might expect. It's almost like routine.
Gotcha. Is there a guard nearby? Just like, what's going on with them?
Plenty of guards nearby, so let's see. Safeties.
Ah, safeties.
And Corwin, you are now sharing a jail cell with two individuals. They get shoved in with you, and the other jail cells also are occupied, for a total of about half dozen people have joined you down here, pushed in by guards who make no attempt at talking to you, and then the guards leave.
Hello. I'm sorry. You guys forgot to put a bed in here?
Yeah,
I don't know why my accent changed all of a sudden.
Been down there so long you forgot what you sound like. Yeah, they pay you no mind, and even the villagers just keep a wide berth of you, and go to stand at the wall at the back.
Cool.
Gantini.
Hello there, new roommates, I suppose. What might your name be?
Oh, hey, name's Gerald.
How's it going there, Gerald? How's your day treating you?
Oh, it's taking a turn for the shit right recently. How are you?
That's no good. I can't say I'm doing too good right now. You know, they keep forgetting to put the bed in here. It's hard to get some sleep in here. It's I really wouldn't recommend this place to anyone.
Oh yeah, give it a 1 star on the travel lodge. Sure.
You know, any of the local bards, you know, I'd tell them just to make sure to not recommend the place to anyone.
Yeah, no, it's just not worth the stay. I'd recommend just staying out bush for the most part.
I think bush would be a lot more comfy than this right now.
Do I happen to hear Corwin talking?
Perception check, 25 DC.
Cool.
With advantage.
Can I have advantage?
Yep.
Thanks.
It's auditory.
Cool. Damn.
Too much local noise.
Corwin?
It out.
Corwin?
And he's not yelling.
Just a bird.
So,
Right.
I yelled about the bed. That's all you get from me.
Quick, stub your toe or something.
yeah, scream
On
out.
the what?
Mate.
There's nothing to stub my toe on.
And
Stub it on a villager.
by this stage, the two of you out in the courtyard will catch a glimpse of a familiar-looking fellow, the only other elf in the area, sporting a nice
Hey.
blue bandana across his head, and he notices you, and you're just kind of looking at each other across the courtyard.
I'll just stare at him.
Alright, and you see him crack a grin, give you a short, discreet nod, and then he walks past you guys down and into the prison, carrying a backpack in his hands.
Narrow my gaze. I'm gonna turn to Nyx. Nyx, are you still going about your discreet shower of that ceiling?
I mean, I assume the vials are up there by now?
Yep. For a total of 4 that has been managed to collect through the meantime.
4 floating vials.
So, yeah, once he takes possession, they go invisible with him. And it's not enough to set the whole roof on fire, but it's an appreciable patch of oil that will be definitely distracting. And if undealt with, would definitely burn down the wooden sections of the place.
Hold on.
Okay.
I had 3 flasks of oil.
Alright, so it's the 3 for you and the 4 from that they managed to squirrel away in that house.
Oh, perfect. So we got it from them. That's what you meant. All right, so I got 7 flasks of oil. Cool. And the vial of fulminating gold, Tinsel's going to keep on him, but that's going to be used later.
So did we meet those villagers that gave us the oil, or did they just give it to Tinsel only?
No, they just stockpiled it in the building.
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. Never mind. Okay, well, I'll definitely ask Tinsel later, but otherwise, I'm gonna nudge Nyx when they're all done. It's like, summon your little friend so I can see him, if you can. If not, at least just point where he is.
Sure, but we only got an hour on that. Is it nighttime yet?
No, not yet.
No, despite evidence to the contrary, you guys are in the afternoon.
It's like midday, yeah, afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Well, if that's the spot, then it's like, when the time comes, let me see him, and then I'll give him a little pep to his shots.
perfect.
Other than that, I would like to nonchalantly follow that elf.
Yeah, so you're following Mola
Yes.
in?
I'm not sprinting up to get right behind him, but I'm just going for a trot, just kind of following his steps.
Okay, no problem. There it is. Okay, so you step through what at one stage would have been a cellar of sorts. As you walk through, there are nice arches where barrels would have been stacked previously, but they've been emptied out in the meantime. Nyx, what are you up to? You following through, or just waiting outside?
I suppose I'd want to go with him, but do I notice a number of guards are leaving due to our deception?
You see that there are a few or less in the courtyard. The guards that came in and delivered off the people have also left as well, and there's a bit of commotion from outside that you can't see from your vantage point. So a good section of them seem to have stuck around. For the most part, what remains are the 2 groups in the courtyard with you guys at the moment, and as Finn goes into the cellar, sees another 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll. So knowing that that's going well, I'm gonna go with Finn.
Alright, so this is basically what you see in the cellar. As Mola
Gotcha.
walks past the guard, give him the court nod, goes up to here, and in this section, I haven't put any extra villagers in. Walks out to the jail cell, coming in from this direction. Alright. And, at this stage, Mola drops his backpack, opens her up, and starts fishing out bits of bread and hardtack and travel food, essentially, such as it is. And without uttering a word, just goes about handing it to some of the local villagers in the jail cells.
Oh, hey, there's the familiar face.
Hey, little man, they fed you yet?
How's it going today? No. I was hoping for a bed too. You wouldn't happen to have one of those in there, would you?
I can do you a blanket.
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
Alright. So he hands off to you a bit of old bread, some jerky, and a raggedy old blanket that has the same colour and texture as the headband he's wearing. So you can pretty easily deduce that it was torn from the blanket at one stage.
That's mighty kind of you. So, where are you headed out to after this?
I'm not sure, but I'm getting the feeling that I should leave rather quickly.
Oh, why is that?
Well, it seems your friends have shown up.
Oh, my friends are here. they here to bail me out?
I don't know, are they? And he calls over his shoulder towards you, Finn.
What's that?
I don't know.
Will the guards let us walk in there?
Yeah. You guys seem to have free run of the place. They haven't objected to you being
Gotcha.
anywhere.
Cool. Yeah, then I'll go in.
I'll lean up over to the bars. It's like, well. That's a hell of a sight. What are you doing around here? I'll lean in and try to discreetly put a finger to my lips.
Alright. And you're talking to Corwin?
Yes, I'm talking to Corwin.
So you'd be over here at the bars?
Yes. They treating you well?
Oh, they don't seem to be treating me at all. Just put me in here. Haven't done anything with me.
Seems about right. The only folks around here seem to worry about is if their ass itches. That or they're pushing around scrappy little folk who can't barely hold a sword.
Oh, watch your step there.
What is this?
That's not Walter.
It fucking isn't. Well, lovely here. You know, as I did promise Lady Henrietta that I'd keep my nose clean while we was out and about. Damn shame I couldn't help clear your name. I'll just give him a wink.
Subtle.
You got something in your eye there.
It's a fucking dust around here, it is.
It's pretty damp in here. I don't know why it'd be dusty for you.
Nix is going to go up to Mahler.
Sure.
I
So,
like your bow.
I never figured you for a herder. Did you bring in all of this individuals? Is that part of your job?
I ain't a part of this.
Seems to me you is, judging by where we're standing.
Where we're all standing.
Aye.
Yeah, but you and I are standing differently.
What?
Anyone who gets paid by these individuals is complicit.
Well, isn't that convenient then? Because I haven't been paid squat yet.
Sounds like quite the job you landed then. We didn't get paid shit
what's
neither.
What's the price on our friend's head?
Hey, I never much you're worth.
Oh. Bringing him in alive, supposed to net 5,000 gold.
Shit, we should have done that.
We should have turned him in.
And these fellas being lawful appointed men of the Mercian Kingdom, supposed to honour that. But all I've been gotten is excuses and hold-offs since I got here.
Suppose that's a lesson in picking your clients.
Oh, I wasn't so much picked, they were just the closest ones to it. So, maybe next time, I'll take him somewhere a little further east.
It won't be any need for it next time there.
Well, it's good to at least see you in one piece. I'm sorry, Half-Man. I tried. No, reach a hand out and hold it out for him to shake.
Through the bars to Corwin?
Yes.
Yeah, very touching.
I'll go ahead and grab it. So, don't worry about it. It's wasn't your fight in the first place.
Nay, but I got a bit of a sense of justice in me. What can I say? You did, after all, pull me out of my own burning house, along with the lads there, and keep me daughter from saying hi to old Scratch.
Hey, don't forget about the pan either. Breakfast, it's a pretty important meal of the day.
Nay,
Never pass up on it. Speaking of which, I haven't gotten mine yet. Nice little elf one there. You gave me a piece of jerky, but I could use something with a bit more bread in it.
Sorry, little fart. All I got on me. And the guards aren't want to share.
You like berries?
They're alright. I don't think they'll fill me though.
I think these might, if I can just find it.
Good berries.
Yeah, what level spell? Where the hell are my berries?
Unsk.
Can't find my damn berries.
Okay, so Finn's lost his berries.
I've lost my berries!
Okay,
Seriously,
nobody
where
move.
the fuck?
I've lost my berries.
Nobody move! I lost my fucking berries. There it is.
How many guards are down here in the cellar, the jail area?
Directly where you are, none. Back in the open area, 4.
Okay. All right. I'm pretty much. I don't know what else to say. This guy clearly doesn't like the situation, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to convince him to help us in any way because he
Probably
still wants
not.
to get paid.
Yes. But, yeah, I'll pop a berry in my mouth, then I'll give Corwin quite a few.
Yep.
For the trouble.
Oh, thank you.
And I'll strut on over to Muller here. Just look him up and down. And then I'll just plop a berry in his hand.
Alright. So, at this stage, Mola just looks to you guys, and says, "Now, I'm not famed for my intellect, I'll admit, but I'm getting the distinct idea some shit's got to go down.
Well, you can get that thought clear out your head. I'm not doing nothing.
Yeah, we're just here to get paid, just like you.
What happened to the good berry when it went in the cell?
No, good berry's
What's
fine.
that?
No change, no issue through it as it's passed through the gate.
Well,
In any case, might as well state my case that I'm no part of this for or against.
Well, golly be to Thea. That's just wonderful. I'm just inspecting the walls and the cells, just kind of nonchalantly, not looking at him.
Nix is looking at him and kind of nodding.
Yep.
I get it.
In either case, I'm going to go out to the outskirts of town, maybe put my fingers in my ears and stare at a tree for the rest of the night.
yeah, Mr. Muller, man. Before you leave,
Yeah?
I get that's the word I'm looking for here. Not a proposition, but more of a, let's say, like a play scenario. Just a make-believe scenario. What happens if you were to get paid? And what if perhaps it improved the life of the people around you that you can see right now as well? Those in and outside the cell.
Getting paid would be lovely. Helping out would be lovely too. Hypothetically speaking, of course.
But of course. What say you, gents? I don't know about you, but I think perhaps there's a... a change in leadership that's required around here?
I can't afford $5,000.
Hey, you're a bit too steep for me, lad. Best I can do is $1,000, and then, well, I'd be out of nothing.
I know the type. I'm pretty sure that they've got some tucked away somewhere. Because I don't think this money leaves the keep. If you know what I mean. It seems didn't seem to be a whole lot outside, so it's got to go somewhere. It's definitely got to be inside if it's not out, right?
That's a good point.
Hypothetically speaking, it seems quite well to do up in the keep, eh? It's possible they could have a nice bit stashed away. They seem to be doing quite well for themselves. At least the good portly sheriff does, hypothetically speaking.
So, what might you say about a truce?
You're speaking to Mola?
Aye.
Well, the way I see it, I was hired to bring you to justice. You're in a cell right now, so I figure I've done that. Everything else is not much of a concern for me.
It's only fair. I want to make sure you get paid for your trouble. You know, I'm a nice guy, you know. I wouldn't want you to have to like leave here without getting your pay. I won't do all that hassle.
Hey, gotta launder that sleeve I spat on earlier.
I remember. But
I hope so.
this hypothetical situation of yours is bordering on illegal, in my opinion. And Mola does a lot of things, but he don't break no laws. So, I'll leave you to it. Do what you got to do, and maybe next time I see you, be on different terms.
You call it breaking the law? What they're doing to these people in here? It's just
Your
needing
law.
out some much needed justice.
Your law doesn't seem to discriminate.
It certainly does not. But man's got a code, and I ain't breaking it. And he gives you a nod, and then walks out.
Breaking, bending. What's the difference?
This little tunnel alleyway thing, where does that lead?
Sewer system?
Oh, that's convenient. Is there a grate on it?
Yep.
All right. Mongrel.
Who's mongrel?
Sorry, Finley.
Yeah, I look like a dog. Real fucking funny.
You feel like with a bit of heat metal and your strength, you might be able to pull that open?
I'll take a look at the grate. It's like, No, like the rest of the shoddy shite going on around here, looks pretty brittle. I'm thinking,
It's a potential out for us and the fellow safeties.
Alright. Before you go too far down this path, there's no way Mongrel's fitting through there. Sorry, Finley.
Well, that's fine, but he can wild shape small.
Yep.
If only I had some sort of a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, and it'll be a tight fit for you next. Corwin will be fine. But yeah, it'll just be basically you three. The other fully grown adults in the area will not be able to follow.
Damn.
Okay. Corwin. Seriously, they're just letting us walk around with Corwin, even though he's our. No one seems to be watching us.
The only people watching you at the moment are half dozen rather confused and interested villagers.
Okay.
But apart from the guards, yeah, like I said, professionalism isn't really high on their list of priorities.
Right. They never saw
And,
us either. It was really
yeah,
just
they
this sheriff
haven't
that
made
seen
the
us.
connection to you guys.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Finley, when night falls, I think it's might be time to set this thing off.
I like it.
I'm excited. All right. I guess we'll hang out. I have a plan.
I would love to hear it.
Okay. I have a giant bottle of really nice wine from that party.
Right. I remember.
I also have a pouch of lead acetate.
Okay.
So I'm thinking we poison these 4 guards down below by offering them. I'll pour all the lead acetate in the wine. Tell them it's some fancy elven wine. It's super sweet. They
That is
will.
quite sweet from what I've heard.
Yeah, well, that made me really hard to hear. They may not hear the fires and explosions coming up above, and then we can take them out when Tinsel lights up the roof.
Okay. So to reiterate on the effects of alchemy, if you just use a reagent on its own without any combination, you only get a little effect of the first effect on it. And just for future reference, the first effect on lead acetate is deafen.
Correct. That's what I was going for. Because that's what I was doing when
Yep.
Nix was using it. I had a disadvantage on perception checks
Yep.
with hearing and stuff. Yeah, I'm
Just
thinking.
making sure you know.
Yep, that little bit might keep them from knowing something's happening up above. Is my hope.
Lovely.
At least help in that regard. It may not work, but it's an idea. And then so we offer them a drink, poison the shit out of them, and then Tinsel will light up the roof.
Lovely.
Okay.
And then what's the plan? We escape out the tunnel?
Well, Corwin, we certainly could try, but all of these individuals...
Perhaps you sneak out the tunnel. We can go through the other side, and then we can meet you up. Right?
I'd much rather even the odds up a little bit.
True.
Well, those odds are going to be... Do I see, of the villagers, how many of them seem like they might be able to swing a sword?
Proficiently?
No, just strong enough and not sickly or weak enough that they're going to be really bad at it.
Yeah, I mean, they're all adults, mainly men. They could, swing a sword. Rather they'd be a match at all for one of the guardsmen is completely open in the open. But, provided it's not a great sword, pretty much all of them.
Okay, well, those guards out there have the equipment that we can give them. Honestly, if we go out there, we're leaving them to die.
I already know that.
Is that our plan?
If you want to go that way, it'll be putting a price on all of our heads, I'm sure.
It's going to happen anyways.
That's true.
I'll be honest, I take no pleasure in watching them be hunted like this, rounded up by cattle and slaughtered. A proper hunter,
Ask them.
hunts for their prey.
Ask them what they want to do. If they want to stay down here, if they want to fight for their lives.
We'll give them that choice when the time comes. I don't need any of them giving this info away in exchange for their freedom. So personally, I don't really want to leave them. So I'm thinking we do a breakout, we arm them, and we do our best to take the castle while most of the guards, or a good amount of them, have left.
Oh, we're taking this bitch? We're not just running?
Or running, I mean, but getting them out, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we would like to get them out, certainly.
Hopefully, I mean, we can try and do it stealthily. I mean, all eyes should be on the roof, hopefully.
That's true. I have pass without trace ready. But if I use pass without trace, I'll have no heat metal. Just letting you know.
That's fine. I mean, we won't really need the heat metal if we're not going through the grate. So
Right, that's true. But I do have pass without trace ready, so if we're making those big stealth rolls, we'll have it.
okay, I have darkness as a fail safe. We really need to cover our tracks, even though it's
Cool.
really, really dark. So if we want to try and make a hasty retreat with the whatever peasants want to come our way, we can do that.
Works for me.
All right. We need to get them out of the cells, though. Corwin, that's going to be all you, good sir. And Tinsel's going to bring something to help you with these rusty locks.
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
Tinsel's going to grab one of those flasks of oil at the top, and he's going to bring it down to Corwin to have so he can lubricate the locks.
Mm-hmm. Good thinking. Okay.
Yeah.
So, the general plan. Diversion and escape. Yeah?
Correct.
Essentially, yes.
And kill
I
the
would-
sheriff.
I would like to take that sheriff's head, but only if that opportunity presents itself.
Things might work out.
He'd be a bit gamey, but I do like his clothes.
Alright. And the idea is to do this as stealthily as possible without engaging the guys in the courtyard?
As long as we
Yeah.
can.
Yeah,
The
we would like.
idea.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say the whole idea of the diversion is to draw eyes elsewhere, so that we can potentially try and get out, or at least be stealthy enough as long as possible, so we can maybe get a head start on running.
Alright. Yeah, it could work.
I mean, worst case, we're going to arm them as we can. If we have to fight, we fight our way out. But I guess the idea is not to stay.
Right.
Alright, and are you waiting to the last minute to divulge your plan to the local villagers trapped up here with you?
Correct. Yes.
Yes.
And the expectation is that they would willingly join in and follow you to safety?
Would they?
Yes.
What's their options? They stay here, eventually get filleted, or do they decide to fight for what they want?
Alright, you want to make an insight check?
I would like to take an insight check. Do these folks seem interested in us? Do they seem like they are the type that would want to fight against oppression?
And injustice. Well,
Yes.
American ideals and apple pie and so forth. Alright, make your insight
Absolutely.
roll.
Okay.
Oh yeah, fucking heroes every one of them. That
Sure.
Wyatt fella is just one of dozens. Apparently, in fact, you've gotten to the stage where you can't imagine.
Yeah. Shut the hell up.
Yep. No, you're extremely confident that they'll join in. All they need is a rallying cry, and you can be the cry.
Oh boy.
Honestly, if we give them the opportunity for freedom and they choose not to take it, I'm wiping my hands of this situation.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta fight for your right.
Yep.
Bully says no. You bend Bully over and slap him.
All
I
right.
guess sometimes you get slapped, but that's life.
Okay.
Anywho,
So step by step, set the shit on fire, free the people in here. Hopefully, with a decent lockpick and lubrication, will do it. Then, what do you do with the 4 guards in the area with you?
All right. So step by step, what I have suggested. Finley's going to give Tinsel. He's going to enchant Tinsel's quiver with fire arrows. Tinsel's going to go up top to the roof. I'm going to, with the wine, Finley and I can poison the guards by offering them drinks. At which point I will tell Tinsel to drop the fulminating gold down the fireplace that belongs to the sheriff.
Right.
He's going to use the fire arrows and light up the roof. Or maybe he'll light up the roof first and then drop the gold.
Yeah, that might be a better idea.
Yeah. Light the roof up, set the room on fire. Hopefully the sheriff is in there. If we could wait till the sheriff is in his study to trigger this off, that'd be great.
Yeah, you could leave. You could maybe make Tinsel fly through the fireplace, get into the office, and just wait there.
Well, Tinsel could see him from the window, so all we need to know is he's in there.
Yeah, perfect.
So Tinsel will be the one to tell us, okay, sheriff's in his room, time to set this off. He'll come down, get his quiver enchanted, and we'll poison the guards, set off the distraction, blow up the sheriff's house, and then, Corwin's going to have at his disposal the ability to pick these locks. He'll have the oil, he'll have his kit, and me and Finley, while Corwin's doing his thing, Finley and I will cover these 4 guards and make sure that they don't leave. If they catch on, we kill them.
Fine with me. And then, what direction are we leaving? Once we get up top, where are we going? Are we just going somewhere else? Theston?
So the thing I would say at that point, before we make that decision, with the guards that we kill in that room, we offer to arm the peasants with daggers and swords. If they want to come with us, then we go up the hard way. If they choose not to, then we go through that grating into the source.
Okay, gotcha. That we can at least all do.
Yeah. I mean, it's up to them to decide. We'll try and give them a good charisma rallying call to see if we can...
Oh boy, I'm really good with charisma.
And then once we get out, it's just get over the walls and out of this place. I mean, whatever... Right. We'll have to weigh it. We don't know what the situation will be like upstairs. I suppose Tinsel could give us some info before we walk out.
Yeah. Question to the DM.
Sure.
As a large beast, or like a creature such as a horse or some that can certainly be mounted by a medium-sized creature, would I say as a large-sized creature shifted from, my wild shape, of course, would I be able to carry both Nyx as well as Corwin without being hindered at all, or no?
Yeah, the basic rule is the creature one size bigger can be used as a mount by someone. But if you start piling on more, then you start getting the half-speed disadvantage.
Gotcha. I was just curious because Nyx is considered medium and Corwin is considered small. Or I was just curious if I could be able to do both without impeding my speed. Because I know if I would do 2 mediums, that definitely sounds like it would certainly hamper me. But I was just curious about that.
Yeah, it does. It is a split in the difference where the rules are open to interpretation. Gotcha. I'll tell you what. I'll give you a strength check. DC 15 when you shift. And if you pass that, no problem. If not, half speed. Yep.
Okay, sounds good.
No.
So if shit hits the fan, we do have to escape through the grate, or if we decide we want to just make a clear run through it, I can shift into a horse, y'all can climb on, and we'll make our dash.
Okay. All right, I'm ready.
Let me take a quick piss, and then, I'm ready.
Sure. Yeah, if everyone needs to. We've kind of staggered our need for breaks quite effectively, I think.
Well, I did not anticipate cats shitting on my wall.
That's, certainly out of the ordinary.
They're supposed to be easy, the whole litter box thing.
Oh, yeah, no. Never.
See, I'm a dog person. I like them shitting out of the house. Yep. I don't care if I have to pick it up.
Yep, no, dogs the whole way.
Alright, I'm gonna grab a drink. Be right back.
All right.
I'm back. I also had an idea. Since I suggest when it comes to us needing to convince these townies to fight for their right to party, we mentioned they should fight for Wyatt, fight for what he believed in. Maybe that'll, since they seem to love Wyatt quite a bit, it's like, do it for Wyatt.
Good call.
Do what Wyatt would do.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, because they don't have any idea he's butchered severed head in an office we're about to set on fire.
Yeah, and certainly not that you were responsible.
No, exactly. They can hate us all they want once we all leave. I don't give a shit. But yeah. And who knows? Maybe one of the villagers will be so inspired by the image and the ideals that, and after they valiantly help everyone escape from the tyranny, maybe they'll become the next Wyatt. But who knows? Either way,
All right.
I am very idealistic, but who knows? It
Well,
might all go to shit. But I am ready.
okay.
Oh, did we know where Corwin's weapons were put?
Uh,
Ooh, right.
no, you haven't tracked them down yet. Would you like to?
They wouldn't. Yeah, they wouldn't be outside the cell with the other four.
That's the good assumption. However,
I'd like to see if that assumption is true.
All right. So yeah, outside the jail cells where four of the guards are just kind of wasting their lives, there are several chests which would easily encompass the weapons of your colleague.
Okay, I'm going to make that assumption. I don't want to blow our cover right now.
However, there are several chests, so you're not quite sure which.
Sure.
Might take some time to crack those open, so I say we pick a chest, and yeah.
I'm sure they have the keys on them. Once we kill them, that's easy
Oh,
enough.
yeah, never mind. Yeah, it's
I
easy.
thought we were planning not to kill them if they were kept drunk and...
Well, either way, we have to get out. I mean, if the
True.
peasants want to leave, they got to die. So if it turns out the peasants don't want to help, then sure, we'll slip out the back and be done with this whole thing. But yeah, at least they'll be drunk. That's all I can offer them.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be a little less painful than usual.
Right.
Yeah, I have little sympathy for people that slit innocent people's throats.
Oh, of course, you've got no proof that that's ever happened yet.
Screaming and crying in the keep is a pretty good indication.
Oh, yeah, if you
Something.
want to justify yourself that way, that's. I mean, whatever helps you sleep at night, mate.
I sleep soundly.
all right.
You haven't asked me
I'm
to change
gonna-
my alignment yet, so.
Oh no, you won't be. I'm not keeping you up to date with your alignment changes. That's all my side.
Right.
It makes no difference whatsoever to you what your alignment is.
I'd like to grab a couple of mugs for me and Finley.
Okay.
And when it's time to set this all off, I'm going to pre-pour the wine for him and me. The bottle's going to get the rest of the lead acetate.
Mhm.
And then we're going to have 4 more mugs in hand. So we're going to, hey guys, let's have a drink.
Toast to the long health of your sheriff.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
Don't mind that explosion. I'm sure he's fine.
Don't say such things, you silly elf. Ha 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 ha.
So I guess we're just waiting for Tinsel to message me and let me know that the sheriff is retired to his room.
Okay, so yeah, I can't see this going wrong whatsoever.
No, never.
So yeah, let's just kick it off. The sheriff has retired to his room. Not sleeping retired. Seems to be active to some degree inside of his chambers. At which point, Tinsel gives you the nod, empathically through telepathy, I suppose.
Okay. Assuming the situation hasn't changed with those 4 guards, with Finley and me in the cells with the other in the cell room, Tinsel's going to quickly fly down.
Mhm.
He's going to hand his quiver to Finley to enchant.
And yeah, I will touch a finger to my lips and then touch that finger right to that quiver. It's like, have fun.
Nice.
All right. So, Tinsel flies up, and he's basically seated at the fireplace with the gold fulminate, invisible, and ready to light up the roof when we tell him.
Alright, so, he's sitting there, gets the whiff of smoke coming through the lit fireplace, and is just holding still, ready to fuck shit up on your command.
Yep.
Right.
In the meantime, I guess Finley and I will go off. I'm going to have our wine poured and the lead acetate in the bottle. And Finley and I are
it all
going to
up
go
a little bit.
Yep. Finley and I are going to go on out there and chat up the guards.
So, what's a strapping young lad like you doing in a place like this, eh? Eh? Let's get drunk and fuck shit up, eh? Eh?
Yeah, motherfucker, take this.
My God, but the whimpering can get really on your nerves, can't it? I mean, that's all they do. Do they ever go to sleep and shut up?
No, it's not so bad being down here. You know, gets you out of the sunlight.
I suppose there's always one way to make it better, and I show them the bottle. Elven wine, gents. A lot better than any of the swill you've had.
You should see the type of stuff we drink back at the Tribelands, eh? Now that stuff, that'll slap you right back onto your ass.
You know what? The Maharim makes a good point. Let's fuck off that fruit
come on.
juice elven shit and see if we can find some of that Maharim stuff, eh?
For fuck's sake.
Alright.
Come on.
Go on. Yeah. Alright. So they look at you, and so the first one rocks up to you, gives you a bit of a look up and down. Alright, stop screwing around, give it over.
Hey, here you are.
I'm going to hand the bottle and the mugs over to him, and I'm going to hold my mug out as like I'm ready to cheer with them. Cheers with them.
Me too.
And turns around with the big jug of wine. Just throws the cups in the general direction of his mates, none of which actually manage to catch it, and they go clattering against the floor. Boozes up and just takes a swig directly from the container. And they've
Alrighty.
already completely forgotten about you.
Sure. Fair enough. I'm just going to cheers in the air. Take a swig. I'm going to wait till they all have a drink.
Alright, and
Seem good and sloshed.
yeah, there's no attempt at table manners or any degree of culture involved.
Yeah.
You watch in dismay as almost half of the wine gets spilt about the place as they just upend it and
Fuck's
pour it
sake.
into cups. No delicacy to the operation whatsoever, but in the span of 15 minutes, they finish off your bottle. And you see two of them sitting at the back. You know, that elf piss ain't too bad. What? I
Yep,
said...
Now's the time. Tinsel's going to light this shit up. Yep, we'll see how that goes.
Alright. So you give the telepathic signal to Tinsel, who drops
Yeah.
the volatile gold fulminate down the chimney. And Finn,
He's going to stand clear of the chimney in case some
Yep.
fire comes out the end.
okay. So it cracks, and there's a...
Actually, hold on 1 second. The idea was first he's going to light up the roof because that might take a little while.
Okay.
So with the oil, roof is lit up.
So
Give it a few seconds to catch, then he'll drop it.
So he lets loose with a flaming arrow, lights up the roof, and it does spread like a liquid flame across the oiled section of the rooftop and starts to go up. For a couple of seconds or so, he just watches it. There's no cries or uproars from anyone nearby. Clearly, no one's noticed it yet. And then drops the gold fulminate. It cracks, explodes. It's not a great burl of explosions. Tinsel's way back from the fireplace and just hears a little and is thoroughly disappointed with the result. He was hoping to blow the chimney up, 50 feet in the air, but just a quick and then he hears a litany of curses and yelling coming from inside as he looks inside and sees the sheriff patting away some of the fire off the bed linen that was nearby the fireplace. No great explosions or conflagration involved, but he did manage to set his sheets up for a little bit before he quickly puts them out, and then sees the sheriff rush outside to see what just happened. Meanwhile, the guys that you were having a drink with, no reaction whatsoever, completely absent of the effect.
All four of them?
All four of them. They're just kind of...
What?
Yeah, looking about the place like teenagers in detention, barely paying attention to each other, just kind of enjoying the buzz from the elven wine.
We'll just casually go over to the cell then, I suppose.
Yeah, or I said we body block the entrance to that area. Corwin, you're up.
Yeah. Did we dribble the oil onto that lock?
Corwin has it. He
Okay.
has a vial of oil to help aid his lockpicking.
Alright.
Yep.
So, Corwin, getting out of your jail cell. Thieves' tools check. With a significantly lower DC, I'll put it at 12.
Oh. Let's see.
Good job. There we go.
That ought to do it. Yep, with the help of the lubricating oil, the rust is no longer a problem, and these locks are revealed for the shitty locks that they really are. And you instantly pop it open and are free. And behind you, the two people sharing your cell, through the entire situation, have just looked confused and out of their depth. And they're almost hesitant to follow you out the door.
Well, come on, Remy's. It's time we take back this place, eh?
You're joking, right? What about the guards?
Yeah, come on. There won't be a problem. Come on. We'll get you some weapons. We'll go out there, stabby stabby.
I love it. Corwin's great speech to get him involved. Come on!
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I'm hoping someone else
on.
with better charisma than me is going to start talking.
I can make my way back there, but it seems like Corwin's thing. I mean, it's him
So,
and his
yeah,
fellow
come
prisoners.
on, Corwin. Just persuasion check. Come on.
Come on.
That's pretty persuasive.
Pretty good.
All right.
What would Wyatt do?
The two join you out, and one of them sneaks up close to Nyx, stealthily trying to get a view of the guards outside the situation. And you're going to have to make, if you want to save everyone and take them with you, it's 3 more thieves' tools check, DC of 12. If you get a 6 or lower, you break your tools.
Cool.
Oh! Hey!
There we go. Okay, so you now have 6 villagers on your side who look hesitant but are nonetheless complying and are doing their best to stay stealthily by muttering amongst with each other. So, what do you want to do?
I have an opulent dagger. I have it out and behind my back, and I'm just wiggling it a little bit for Corwin to grab.
A what dagger?
It's a really fancy dagger, but it's a dagger.
Okay. Yoink.
Yep.
Okay.
And seems like it's time to set things off.
Can we stealth up and maybe get a surprise round on these guys?
I assume they'll be surprised. That was my hope.
Yes.
Alright. So, let's go across to the map. I'm not going to bother adding the villagers, because I don't want to add 6 combatants on my
Right,
end of
that's fine.
let's see. Corwin is also there. So
Well, I don't have any weapons yet anyway.
We should move to block their way out,
okay,
personally.
so yep, the right-hand side is the exit, and they're just kind of lazing about enjoying the buzz. You see one of them is thoroughly digging into his ear with a pinky and just shaking it and tapping against his ear like his ears are blocked. And
Cool.
oddly enough, they have not noticed anything amiss.
All right. I'm gonna try and just without them noticing, fire some arrows at these dudes.
Can
Alright.
we all move or do anything yet? Or-
If you want to open that way, tell you what.
Actually, you know what? I suppose I could do. If they're not really paying attention, can I just start walking like I'm about to leave?
Yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of what I was wanting to do. Put myself between them, but just make it look like I'm just trying to leave. And Corwin,
Yep.
I would suggest being over there first.
Wait, I am so confused. How is like the entire fucking villager supposed to get out of here?
But we're gonna kill them.
We're killing these folk. We're just staying
Okay.
near the doorway so they don't just make a mad dash for it.
I see. Okay.
We don't kill them all in one hit.
Alright, so nonchalantly, Nix just goes, right, starts walking out, Finn follows her. The fellas see you and just barely pay attention whatsoever. Their eyes following you as
Yeah.
you walk out.
All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna get to the entrance, and I guess I'll spin around and make an attack.
Go for it.
Alright, if we're going to go that, just throw everyone on the initiative.
Okay.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Nice.
Very awesome.
Splitting the difference between you two, lovely.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Alright. So,
Wow, I'm surprised I'm
yeah.
not the lowest initiative.
Oddly enough, but with the natural one on your initiative, you're caught flat-footed as Nix turns around and starts the action, and you're just struggling to keep up. So Nix and
Oh, come
Corwin
on.
can have an action, but
Good.
you'll miss it.
Sounds
And
good.
Let's crank the tune.
I would suggest killing the closest ones to us.
Okay,
Oh, for sure.
so
Yes.
just be prepared to be thoroughly unimpressed. Right.
It's
So
fine.
next.
Well, you've played it up pretty well. That these guys are pretty incompetent, honestly.
Yep. I wouldn't be surprised if none of them get a turn. All right. So Nix, you spin around, ready to take action. Apparently forgetting to tell Finn, and just start engaging.
I just quickly duck down as you shoot right above me.
Yeah. What are you doing? Oh,
do I get
right,
any
right.
advantage on this in any way, or no?
They know you're there. So
You
unless
don't know
you've
I'm
got,
there.
yeah, they don't know Corwin's there. So unless you've got the assassin feat thingies, which lets you get advantage.
Actually, I
against
have
people that
advantage
act.
on
Yeah,
attack rolls against creatures that have not acted yet.
yeah, you're a ranger.
So that counts.
Perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
Good. We're gonna go sharpshooter,
Nice.
eldritch arrows for the
Christ.
first guy closest to me.
You're just gonna everything.
Oh, with a 10. No, that's a miss.
Yeah.
But
I'm
you
gonna
do
do
take
another
a
one.
big chunk out of the wall beside him.
Yeah. I'll do another one to him.
Okay, that's a hit for a 14. 20 points of damage. You've killed him twice over. Good work. And he just kind of explodes.
Does he have to drop his weapons?
There's a smouldering leather belt with a sword tied to it that kind of shoots off and clatters against a wall.
Perfect.
But I wouldn't say drop his weapons so much as he never got to him and exploded.
Cool. But he had a really good drink to start. That was a good one.
Yep. Lucky him.
I'm
I'm
done.
so envious of him.
Anything else? No?
No, that's it.
Go
I'm
on.
done.
Only have the one dagger, so I can't offhand, can I?
Put it in your other hand and stab him.
Stab with left, stab with right? No. No, without an offhand, it's a single. Alright, that'll
Well,
do
it
it.
hits at least.
But terrible damage. And he's
Yeah.
still alive.
Snack attack. Yeah, there we
Yeah,
go.
There we go. Yep. and he's killed twice over, but in a lot less graphic fashion, as you just kind of walk up beside him and just push the dagger in, and he doesn't even get a cry of pain before you just kind of reef in and eviscerate his insides from the back of his rib cage, and he falls slump in your arms. And now the rest of them are active and awake as they reach for their weapons and start rushing towards you. Next,
Gotcha.
first act.
All right.
If I don't have to waste any wild shapes, this would be great.
Yeah.
Seriously, you can
maintain
deal with
resources.
these fellas anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure. Even with just my claws and my teeth, I'm sure I could.
Yep. Alright, so, this one?
Yes.
Yep, he's dead.
Dude.
Next one.
That's a
Nope.
miss on the second.
Oh.
Yeah, you barely miss Finn as you let loose. In your haste to swivel over to the one on the right and let loose, yeah, Finn feels his fur ruffle as the arrow shoots past his ear, and it goes wide, clattering against the stonework.
What are you aiming at?
Anything else for you next?
Nope, that's it.
Cohen?
Yeah. And
And he knows you're there.
Battle Dazzle.
Booming Blade,
Oh, yeah.
14 is a hit, 11 points is enough to... yeah, so that'll take effect if he moves.
No, that's full damage. 5th level, extra 1d8 on the initial damage, and then the other one bumps up to 2d8.
Right.
You see he moves.
Yeah. He's not moving, because you killed him.
Okay.
Good work, Finn.
Yeah, that's to me. Just
Great distracting there, lad.
You're welcome. Just buff my claws against my chest and like, yep.
Alright, gents. Quick. You guys get their weapons off, get the peasants armed, find Corwin.
Do any of these folk have keys on them?
Yep.
Okay. I'll hand the keys to Corwin. Pop them in them chests, see what we can get.
He
I'll
finds
start
a nice
stripping.
key ring with 7 keys on it.
Okay, cool.
How many chests are there?
2. Behind the lower 2 bandits. You'll see weapon racks off to the side. Let's just say they're just off screen. So
Alright, I'll give him a... actually, I don't need to give him a quick look over. Just open them.
alright. Which one? Which key are you using? Because I feel like
let's start with number 1.
Nope.
Number 2.
In the meantime, while this is happening,
Number 3.
Yeah. We'll start. I'm gonna take the weapons. What weapons do these guys all have, by the way?
Short swords.
That's it.
Number
No bows or anything.
Light crossbow on 2.
Okay, I'll hand one of the crossbows to Corwin as well as one of the short swords. Then, other than that, I'll give the rest of the weapons over to the peasants.
Okay. And by the
So,
fifth,
Corwin, you.
The
the 5th key works on that.
I skipped the 5th one.
Okay.
Really?
So
Oh
none of
my
them.
1, 2, 3, 6, and 7.
Alright. Either way.
either way.
No, let's
Eventually-
just say you get back your weapons and the gear that was taken from you.
Am I able to actually hear anything going on topside, by the way?
Perception check.
So,
Okay.
I was going to have Tinsel report back.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, I'd like to keep my ears open anyway.
So it was in the chest?
All your gear. Basically everything that you were
Oh.
missing.
Okay, give me that other short sword and give it to the peasants. Anything else?
Yeah, what's in
those
the
chests, or-
other chest? So there's 2 of them, right?
Yep. So you go and open the other chest, pop it open, and you see a couple of
number
empty
4.
bottles and the ancient medieval equivalent of pornography. Kind of well drawn, but kind of stuck together pages of illustrated women.
So are these empty bottles or empty vials?
Empty bottles. Actual bottles. Wine
Alright.
sized bottles.
I will take those.
Okay. And for Tinsel, outside, half of the remaining guardsmen have scattered, and through deafening bellows from the sheriff outside one of his windows, is now hollering for men to grab water and buckets and put out the fire on his roof. And half a dozen or so men are rushing about to do so. And they're doing a pretty good job of it. As the fire doesn't spread too far in the meantime, because it's still a rather well done made roof, and he gets the impression that if they keep at it, they'll get it under control without everything burning down. But depends on.
That's fine. You got a good amount of them up there.
Yep.
So,
Perfect. Time to mosey on out.
Okay. Are we gonna attempt any kind of stealth or anything, or are we just charging?
Oh, definitely. We'll get past without a trace up, and we got to get these
Hell yeah.
villagers armed. Did they take the weapons?
a couple do, mainly the younger men, but yeah, they're cannon fodder first and foremost. That's all they are.
Come on in. Get your weapons here.
It's their choice.
I'm going to look at the pile of weapons that they haven't picked up and just say, listen, you can't always be relying on Wyatt to do your work for you. Your freedom is your own. Come with us, pick those damn things up. Whether you use them or not, I don't care, but you're going to carry them out of here.
Or you can just continue being a hostage for Wyatt.
Yeah, wait till the day they just decide, oh, your neck looks fine enough, and then they just spill it and paint the floor with you.
That's right. They're using your lives to keep Wyatt from doing what he wants to do.
So either go out there and fight, or at least die, so we can do something with it.
All right.
It's your lives. I choose to fight.
No, I'm loving the situation. Like, you guys, quick, we're on the clock. I gotta escape. But first, a lesson on civic duty. Now, Professor Corwin, you first, please. I love it. Okay, so eventually, just by badgering them into it, eventually all the weapons are now in hand. Although they definitely don't look sure of the situation, and you can tell by the way they're holding it that it's definitely not the army you would wish for.
You're holding that crossbow backwards. It's the other way.
No, you load the bolt in.
Whatever. All right, listen. You stay close. Stay close to the Wolfman. We're getting out of here.
Hey, huddle on up and keep quiet.
All right. I guess we're moving out. I'm going to use Tinsel for initial scouting as we exit to make sure that if there's anything around the corner, we can be prepared for it.
I'll show you what
Tinsel, by the way, not that it probably matters anymore, but he no longer has flaming arrows because it is a concentration spell, and I just use Pass Without Trace. So.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
All right.
So
Then,
I only added a 1d6 anyway.
Tinsel's going to stay at the height of the roof, but he's going to get close to these guys. How high was the roof, by the way?
It's a second-story roof, so.
Okay, 20 feet.
Yeah, at most.
All right, he's going to be 40 feet up, because that's his range. And when it's time for us to emerge, he's going to fire at this. I assume this is one of the leaders?
Yeah, the guy that looks different. Yeah, he was one of the leaders.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's going to fire a short bow at him from the sky. See if we can put him to sleep.
All right.
Hey,
like to
that's
hide.
Holy shit. Yeah, we should hide.
All right. So shooting at him. Oddly enough. Didn't have.
What's that?
No, I had a different stat block. All right. So it's a Constitution saving throw for him
Yes.
to fall asleep. No,
Oof.
I'd say he stays pretty well upright.
He takes 1 point of damage.
Ow!
Oh, yeah,
Fuck!
see that health bar move? The fuck was that?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Big ass mosquitoes, I'll tell you what.
now you've got the mob. I'll see if these mob rules work out right for these fellas. I'll give them a health bar for you guys to look at. There we go. So yeah, you've got an angry mob with
Cool.
you.
So,
running-
is the sheriff out here?
No. You can actually see or hear him shouting from one of the windows, which is
Shoot him next.
probably that set of windows.
Over there on the left? Okay.
Yep. So he's inside that building, and there's a bit of fire going up. You see people running up the opposite side of it with buckets, dousing it, and they're doing a pretty good job, all things considered. So if you don't drag this fight out, you'll probably deal with it before they notice and come after you.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
the sheriff
All
will
right.
notice either
Stealth.
way.
Let's stealth up.
So,
Yep.
stealth rolls.
Okay, you all get 10 to it.
And the mob stealth. Yeah, not bad.
Oh, something. Thank God for fucking...
Holy shit.
Yeah,
We
wow,
all
they're
rolled
good
above
for...
20s.
Well,
Yeah.
I added the 10 to their roll as well.
Sure.
Oh, gotcha. Well, oh, yeah,
So
I
that's
see it.
22
12 plus
total, 21 for Finn, 40 for Nix, 44 for... Go on. Okay. So...
40?
4.
Sorry, 30.
10.
30.
Yeah, or 30, yeah.
Yeah. Whatever. Anyway, let's just
Let's
say you
say
guys
40.
easily clear the passive perception of this group. Apart from the captain, who is now wondering why there's things shooting at him. But Tinsel will be obvious. So if you want to stealth, he's going to get an attack against Tinsel. Yeah?
What do you... I'm sorry, say that again?
Tinsel did shoot at him, so it would be
Yep.
visible.
Yes.
And he will notice. So he can take a shot at against Tinsel if he's got range. I believe he does.
I'm 40 feet up.
So it will be with disadvantage. Alright,
Oh, cool.
so against Tinsel,
15 AC.
he rolled a 23 and a 20.
Well, since
Hi,
I'm dead,
Pencil.
7 points of piercing damage as he lets loose with a dagger in response. And
Yeah.
oddly enough, is a pretty good shot with his daggers.
guess so.
Oh,
Tinsel's gonna be fucking pissed after this.
wait, he tossed two daggers?
Just the one, but it was disadvantage.
Okay.
So he rolled twice. One
So
for
23
the...
and 20, 20 still hits. 7 points of damage from the piercing.
Right on. But I assume that dagger doesn't just fall right back into his lap, so that's one dagger down.
Yeah. He throws
What,
it
you
up,
wanna go
kills
get
Tinsel.
it?
Tinsel disappears and he catches the dagger with a smile, flicks it back under his belt, and goes, "Yeah,
Son of a bitch.
that's how you do it." No, either way. Tinsel's down. Actually, yeah, Tinsel disappears.
Let's just
Yep,
go.
that's it, Tinsel.
So for the second time in as many days, Tinsel gets his ass kicked.
Yeah. I'm gonna cast Prestidigitation.
Will that break your stealth?
Casting
maybe.
spells does break stealth.
No,
Please
then I
don't
won't.
break your stealth.
Alright, then let's stealth around the corner.
All right.
Okay, where are we going?
So the exit is top right.
Figured. I suggest we stay away from those fires, because
The
that is a
gates are
light.
open, and the rest of the guardsmen are basically paying attention to the other guardsmen who are running about the place getting water. So you haven't been seen, and they're not even looking in your direction.
Yeah. Still, we're recessed down in this area. They can't see us yet, right?
They certainly haven't made any
Right.
motion towards you.
Yeah. So if I were to cast Prestidigitation on the torch in front of me to extinguish it, would that still notify them that I'm there?
They might notice it.
I mean, they might notice the fire going out, but will they know I'm there?
Not inherently.
Isn't this whole roof on fire right now?
A little
That's
bit.
true.
So,
So if it's to get rid of light source, I don't think it'll do much.
alright, spell effects. Fireball.
That's true.
There you go. Fire on the roof.
Perfect.
See, come prepared.
Ah!
Alright, so where do you want to go? You're heading back into the building?
It's at this point you see Corwin heading
He's
off
already
into
in.
the door.
Yep.
Yep, we're the sheriff. Was.
Corwin's going in for the sheriff?
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Matt, where you going? You need to
Okay.
get out.
And by this stage, the angry mob that you've incited to fight for their freedom has snuck up to the top of the steps. It is eyeing the guardsmen. And well, let's just say
Stay together.
they're a bit intent on doing what you told them to.
Alright. As long as I'm hidden, I'm going to get the first shot then, because if they're going to pounce, I'd rather get a surprise attack.
I'd like to stay hidden if I can. Maybe move
Yeah,
over
just
here. if
let
I
them do it
could.
themselves, see what happens.
Sure.
Can I make an attack on the leader dude?
Sure. Give it a roll.
Do I get an advantage? Well, actually, he hasn't gone yet, so I guess yes.
Nice shot. Double nice shot.
Holy shit, I'm rolling good on the crits.
Thank goodness.
Alright, so this poor bastard, first hit, minus 18, drops him to there. Second, minus 34. Not bad, drops him to there.
Jesus. He's a beefy boy.
Yeah, he is captain for a reason.
Brutal
Anything else for
critical
you?
makes for some nasty damage. Yeah, I'm gonna just duck down for a cover.
Okay, just trying to break line of sight, no problem.
Yep.
Okay,
I'm still stealth,
Everyone.
aren't I? Or- I assume so, anyway.
roll for initiative.
Yeah.
Radio.
Granted, these regular footies aren't too bad, but yeah.
No.
Thankfully, with our diversion, we were able to clear out some.
Yeah, like half dozen or something. That's pretty
Yeah, but who knows when they'll be coming back.
Alright, so Corwin, you're first up as you sneak around to get your vengeance on the sheriff or whatever bloodthirsty reason. And yeah, before you get too far into the doorway, you hear the twang of a longbow fire off and the pained screams of the captain as he gets shot quite fiercely in the face.
Ah, fuck!
Do I see anything inside?
Inside, it's empty room, no guardsmen. It's just pretty much a straight shot up to the staircase.
How far away is it?
It will be your turn to ascend using your movement. You can dash and get into the room with the sheriff.
Yeah, sure. I'm still hidden.
Okay, using your movement to dash, you can get into the room with the sheriff. And I'll plop the sheriff on the map, even though the mechanics are a little bit off, as you'll be fighting on a rooftop. You're technically inside. Where
Right.
the sheriff.
We gotcha.
There you go, see.
Was that bonus action dash?
You can use your bonus action to dash if you want. And sheriff is there, screaming out the window. You can get wherever you want towards him.
Yeah.
Yep, right up behind him, as he's barely paying attention. But he would have noticed, yeah, by now, the shit kicking off. So what do you want to do?
In the butt.
In that butt. Snack attack. Oh, can you re-roll? Oh, no, you can't re-roll that. Shit.
Yeah, it's only d20 rolls. So yeah, you almost kill him outright as you stab him in the bum.
Now move away. Or did you use all your movement?
I have no idea.
It would have been your
assuming so.
movement and bonus action dash to get there
Yeah.
in a single turn.
Yep.
So that would have been.
And that's your action, so
What,
yeah.
60 feet altogether?
Yep, I'm good.
Yep, 60
And
feet
then I'll
around the
say-
corner, up the staircase, and into the room.
And, yeah, that'll be it.
That'll be it for you. Okay, no problem. And we drop down to this guy who did a pretty decent roll on his initiative. That one. Yeah. Okay, let's see how far away you are.
Am I still stealthed? Or no?
They haven't noticed you, as far as you're aware.
Oh, good.
5. Okay, so you're far enough away that this is with disadvantage. So he lets fire with the light crossbow towards you, Nix, and you are +5 AC because you're in 3/4 cover.
Okay.
Behind the staircase.
Lovely.
Okay, so
That's 21 AC.
7 on his first roll, ignore him. Same for this fellow, is going to follow suit. And it's an 11 on his first roll, no problem. Okay, Nix, you're up.
Drop the big guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna peek out around the corner and Eldritch arrows on the big guy. This time, not sharpshooter.
Just to make sure you hit.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, 15 is a hit, 11 is a miss. So, guess how much health he's got left?
1.
12.
Yep.
Son of a bitch.
I knew it. Just spit on him, damn it.
Oh, Tinsel's gone. Damn it, Tinsel could have finished them all.
Get some poison arrows.
Alright, yeah, I'm going back to duck down, get my cover.
Alright, and now it's his turn. How far away is he?
That mob's gonna finish him.
Okay.
Probably. That'd be
He's
crazy.
going to get there and
Trip on the grate and die.
A rat bites his toe.
Sprain an ankle and die.
yeah, he's just gonna go for the mob. As they're pretty much
Fucking
obscuring
coward.
the view of you. He runs up and sees a group of armed peasants rushing towards him. So
They beat his
two-
perception.
it's
Well, aren't they still stealthed? Or?
it's hard to stealth the mob, and they're going for it. They're engaged.
Alright.
Uh,
Okie dokie.
not that it's going to change anything for him, because the first dagger sucks ass. The second one hits. And the mob takes 6 points of damage. Alright. So,
Bless you.
yeah, as a mob, with all their health combined, it barely counts. But one of the dude gets shot in the arm with a dagger. But they surge forward,
Yeah.
and we drop down to you, Finn.
Give me a sec here. I'm way too far away to be of any effect. Give me a sec. Just checking something here. Let's see. Okay. Still stealthed up. I'm gonna. Guess I'll go my full 40 feet.
Yep.
See, was that right? 40? Yeah, 40. Okay. Yeah, move my full 40 feet. And then let me just see here. He is just out of range. Damn it. Okay. No, 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 no. Actually, no. I will not go there. I will stay back here. If I can redact that, or no.
Say please.
Pretty please, may I redact that?
Sure.
I appreciate it, sir. Spike growth on to them.
Alright.
The
Token stop.
boys in the back. Yep.
Alright, and that's it for you?
Yep. Plopping them right there. And yeah, that'll be it for me. Let me see.
Okay.
That is a 20-foot radius, so.
And the mob manages to rush up, go after the bandit captain. 2 strikes. Yeah, an 18 and a 20. They're doing better than you guys. And drops that bandit captain, and he is just lost under a mass of punches and short sword strikes.
That's awesome. And since it's a 20-foot radius, so it's like 10 feet in the aura I need to put, right?
10 feet diameter, yeah, so that's fine.
Gotcha.
What you
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
It's a 20-foot radius, not diameter.
Right.
want. Oh,
so it'd
yeah,
be 20.
foot,
Oh,
which is double that. There we go.
that's a bit more respectable. I'll put her around there.
Okay,
And yeah, that was me.
so it just bursts up around them, restricting their
God.
movement between spiny thorns. And yeah, they're not going to move, as they've got a
Fine.
nice big mob of people to shoot at. Alright, so this fella. Crossbow into the mob. Uh-huh. Oh, for a whole 2 damage. This guy, same suit. Natural 20
Ugh, I killed someone.
for a whole 10 damage.
Oh wow.
Because, yeah, he's rolling terrible as well. And then the
They're
next guy
peasants, though.
is a miss.
Oh wow.
Alright, Corwin. Back around to you.
Shouldn't the sheriff go at some point?
Nope.
Sure, it's not a
You
fighter. I'm
surprised
sure.
the hell out of him and stabbed him in the bum cheeks. So he was out that round. And you're gonna kill him before he actually gets his wits together, so I didn't even bother putting him on it.
Oh shit.
Unless, of course, you want to
Oh,
do something
no.
else with him.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to sort of like grapple him and sort of just like shove him out the window, but keep holding him. Attempt to try to keep holding him.
Alright.
And then be like,
I'll just,
where you?
yeah,
What are you hiding?
he
Where are you
is
hiding
a
all your
big
shit at
fella
night? Yeah.
by human standards, and you're a halfling.
Yep.
So, yeah, if you want to push him out the window and hold him, I mean, it's going to be a hell of a strength check or he's going down.
He's not. He's sort of. I'm leaning him out the window, not like not holding him up against
Alright.
all of his gravity, if I can.
Alright, so it'll be a shove then.
Yeah.
Okay. So strength check, strength or athletics from you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, either way. He gets a 9. So yeah, you go to give him a shove, and all that happens is you go wrist deep in butt flap, and he barely moves. He's sheer bulk.
Nice.
Just doesn't budge an inch. Now he's turned around to look at you, incredulous that an assassin will try and sneak up and kill him, let alone the one he had in his jail cell mere moments before.
Where are you hiding, you loot that? Speak up or I'll just fucking dig in deeper.
Get all up in that.
Oh, yeah.
Right, that's
So, Corwin's impromptu prostate exam against the sheriff.
It's like, why the ass?
You know,
Why
actually-
always going for the ass?
Bonus action. Can I bonus action?
Yeah, the shoves.
Yeah, you haven't used it.
I just want an offhand dagger. It's not gonna do like any damage. Just
Okay.
give him some more experience intimidation
nick.
token.
Give it a roll.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
shit. That's pretty good though.
So another 4 damage. He's looking pretty
Yep.
fucked up. Alright, and we drop down to this guy. He's just... Yeah, everyone's... You're using your cannon fodder in the correct way. And by now, several of the villagers are dying. Oh wow, 3. But thankfully there's terrible rolls on the
Yay!
Nix.
Alright, same deal. Popping up.
Pop, pop,
And
pop,
gonna,
pop. Watching fuckers
second
drop.
Lightning bolt. Lightning bolt.
Wow.
Second shot, yep. And
That
it's a
brains
dead
him.
fella.
Bye, dead fella.
And back you go.
Bandit captain is dead. Oh yeah, Finn.
Hmm. I do want to keep those mobbies alive.
They're going to get fucking eviscerated on your spell.
But, like, I'm sure. Hmm.
All that's doing is protecting those fucking archers right now.
I guess so. I should have just dropped it. Oh,
You
well,
can drop
whatever.
concentration whenever you want.
Yeah, I'm just dropping it. Fuck it, I'll drop it. Give me some.
Alright. Go on.
He's gone. Okay, so that was fun. Anyway, I should really, I guess, invest in some AoE spells. Either way.
Proactive stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
What do you mean invest
that
in?
is proactive
You're a
stuff.
fucking druid. You have every fucking spell.
I know, but I'm a specific guy. Anyway, that was a proactive solution. It's like in case we had to make a mad dash and we get pursued, I would have used it. Plus, it's come in handy really well for our beast guys. But anyway. So yeah, they're definitely out of my range. But yeah, I'm just I'll use my action to dash. See, I might as well just get right up in here and then bonus action bear. I'm just tanking it. See, bar 2. Just a sec. Okay, yeah, and
Everyone
that's
see
me.
that?
I'm just gonna
Oh, no.
menace them.
There we go. Second bar.
Where the hell the mob go?
Okay.
They're leaving, I guess.
We dropped down to the mob who rushed up towards the bandits, and then a bear appeared, and they rushed back the other way, because fuck that.
Good.
So you heard them off. Bandit attack against the bear. 15 to
Good.
hit.
That'll do it.
3 points of slashing.
Ow.
This one rush up. 6 to hit. Nope.
Nope.
And this one's gonna rush up. 18 to hit.
Yeah, that'll do it.
6 points of slashing. And we drop back around. By this stage, the sheriff gets to act. And he's going to try and smother Corwin. So,
What the fuck?
athletics or acrobatics from you, Corwin?
It's
Yeah,
a
he's
hell
not
of an
beating that.
improvised attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he rushes forward and just kind of tries to body slam you and squish you underneath his girth. But with a 25, he couldn't hit that, no problem. So you dodge out of the way, and he just essentially uses his turn to go prone.
Good. Great. Thanks.
And yeah, we're back around to you, Corwin.
Alright. Hey, then fucker. If you don't want to tell me, let's fucking die.
Die, bitch.
Yeah. He had 8 points left.
Yeah. Splat.
And, I don't think I can bonus action look around, but do I see anything obvious that I can move towards? Like
Anything
chests or anything
obvious
before this
loot-wise?
place burns down? Yeah.
Big golden
He's covered
necklace
in
with
loot.
a ruby that's sitting on his shoulders. Which would probably
Gold
more than
necklace
pay for your
ruby.
bounty.
Alright.
Wink. But yeah, there's plenty of fancy shit about the place, and chest of drawers, chest at the foot of his bed, plenty of things to look through. So,
Okay.
anything else for you?
Yep. So did I get to the ruby, or is that be a different turn?
I mean, you can come back to this later, or you can pilfer him in your bonus action now. But
Yeah, I'm afraid of the fire. I'm pilfering now.
all right, so you take a thick gold chain with a big ass ruby on it.
Blang blang.
All right, we drop down to this fella, who, yeah, he's not getting close to the bear. He'll shoot you instead. 12
Coward.
to hit,
But nope.
thanks to your bullet.
Yep.
Right, and,
I'll have
back
to
down the
thank
next-
you once again for that, Nix.
That makes me happy.
Nope.
I'm a gambler.
Yep. Finn.
Sorry, was hurting the cat. Okay. Yep. I'm gonna royally fuck up the one to my north. Does that
Yeah.
kill him outright, I think?
Guess how much health he's got left?
10 or 1 left, I assume.
One. Yep, they start with
Of
11.
course he fucking did. Fuck it, I'm gonna kill the one to my immediate right then.
Mhm.
With the claw.
That'll do
Oh,
it.
he's dead.
Okay,
At least
anything else
kill
for you?
one. Nah, I'm staying.
Okay, the crowd essentially just scatters, running around their own
Good.
way. There are 4 of them that remain. There's 2 dead bodies on the steps. He is going to run the fuck away. Attack of opportunity if you want, Finn.
Ooh, I would love to.
He is not going
Yep.
to run very far.
Nope. Not even if I didn't do any damage, he still wouldn't have run. I dig it.
But this other fella's going to run, and you've used your reaction. Owen,
Fucker.
anything else for you?
Yep, I'm gonna keep looting.
Alright. And the other
Well, he
bandit's
has
going
1 hit point.
And the other bandit's going to run as well. So, question, what is the group planning to do? You want to kill them off, or you let them leave?
I would love to pursue them.
Alright, Nick's your first up then.
Alright. Fire on the injured guy.
Kill
Please
ceiling.
hit something. Thank you.
Yep.
That's the other guy.
Alright, 6 health left.
5.
Yeah.
Can I go after him?
Yeah, I mean, it's your turn, if you're close enough.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I should be. Let's see. Bear has 40. I have just enough.
Alright,
Zoop.
that'll do it.
Chomp.
Alright, so everyone goes down. Oh, I'm going to move him off so I can hit that. There we go.
Yes.
So everyone's
Okay.
down in the immediate vicinity. You're starting to hear shouts and curses and shit coming from the remaining guardsmen and villagers. Basically, everything's kicked off and everyone's having a bit of a hissy fit about it. So,
Oh, yay. Okay, and we got everyone all of the safeties out of their cells.
You did, and 2 of them died.
Yes.
Thanks to the guards as they rushed forward. The other 4 dispersed and split. They just kind of ran away from the big snarling bear in opposite directions.
Good. They weren't targets, at least.
No. But
Right.
now everyone in the immediate vicinity is dead. You've got a short while before the rest of the guards come, and yeah, for the sake of things, you probably don't want to deal with the entire contingency of guards.
I figured not. Where the fuck is Corwin? I don't say that. I'm still in Bear, so.
So yeah,
I'll nudge my nose to point towards the keep.
So yeah, after I do a quick little looting of the place, I'm gonna start fueling the fire and then get the fuck out.
okay. I mean, the fire going in the fireplace is still up. You just want to move the bed closer to it so it goes up as well.
Good idea.
Did I find anything else in there besides that gold ruby of any worth?
Yep.
We need to roll anything.
No, it's pretty clear where the things are. Just wondering how much you can carry. So yeah, there's basically a small lockbox, and inside you find piles of coins. To avoid having you count them all, it's 2,653 gold.
Can you just take the chest?
I advise you take the chest rather than trying to offload the gold, but either way, lockbox with gold.
Alrighty.
2,653.
Take it to the villagers in the trees. I mean, bear noises, bear noises, bear noises.
Which is Care Bear, Stare, and what's Blinky Bill's catchphrases? Crikey?
I don't
Um,
fucking know. I haven't seen that show in a million years.
Alright. So you've looted the place, set his bed on fire, and basically ruined the keep. What's the plan? You guys just hoofing it?
Let's hoof it. Let's actually go back to where the villagers were, the Wyatt's group, I suppose.
Isn't that where we sent off the other guards?
Oh, that's right. Maybe we wait then. Go a different direction.
Yeah, those villagers can, deal with
Actually, technically, I told him it was west. Is that where the people were?
it was kind of southwest.
Oh, shit, I meant to put them in the wrong direction. Oh well.
Alright. So, yeah, we'll call it there. It's
Okay.
after 2 for me.
Yeah, and we do, but yeah, immediate action is we're wanting to split, of course.
Yep, so you're running away. I can
Yes.
start off at the next point from there. So, comments, questions, queries?
Mahler's
That
gonna
was-
be on our ass. He hasn't gotten paid.
Yeah,
Oh well, guess what we got? We got a shit ton of gold now.
Yeah.
But I suggest Corwin stay with us.
alright. Well, if you want to throw off pursuit, you should all separate into opposite directions.
Absolutely.
You don't want to be all found at once. That'd just make it too easy. Alright, so same time next week.